Hi everyone, the captain feels most certainly hailed. You guys always know how to make a captain feel good. So, have you all been? I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because I'm just looking at all of those all hail the captains. I don't remember the last time it just filled my entire chat. Have you all been? Oh. It's 9:45 p.m. here in the UK, so it's been the end of my day. Hi Eric, my lord and saviour. Josh, somehow Eric Carter returned. Movie fan says, I've been good, saw your Smile 2 review and hope you do a review for The Wild Robot. That's great, I'm glad you guys saw the review. How many of you guys saw that Smile 2 review that I did? Sarah says that she's doing great today, almost forgot there was a stream. Well, it's a good thing I let you guys know more in advance. Every Sunday there's a stream. Although sometimes it takes me by surprise. I'm like, wow, I'm doing a stream already. The Grey Ghost. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Although, I gotta say, I thought you were Jess. Because Jess has disappeared, all of a sudden there's a new name in the chat. That seems like quite the coincidence. Bizarre. Anyway, welcome. Let's see. Khan says, I thought it was really cool and Oh, you saw it as well. I thought the idea was really cool and the idea is really... Honestly, can you... Let me read that again. I saw it as well. I thought it was really cool and the idea is really honest... Are you trying to say really good? Honestly. Can use some work, but potentially it could work. It does need work. But this was literally very quick just to get my thoughts out there on day one for you guys of Smile 2 releasing. So... I've put the first video up. I will be planning how to make the production better, but that was literally just like a first try, and I tried to get it up as quick as possible to give you guys my thoughts. So if any of you are on the fence, or like I've said, a lot of you are usually waiting for me to review the movie before you see it, well, I've reviewed it, and I've given you the thumbs up, and you can go enjoy it with any friends or family. So that was the goal of that video. The production was not meant to be as, high grade as usual. The G Gamer says, I saw it. Let's see. Alright, who else has seen it? Because I wasn't looking at the chat when I asked you that question. Saeed says, watched halfway through. Let's see. So, Grey Ghost goes, oh, you're British. Yeah, but people always say I sound American. We've been doing great, our mighty captain, said Khan. That's good to hear. The G Gamer says, guess you can say the movie gave you a smile. What does that say? Eric. James Dean says, Eric, can you upload the Patreon buds to YouTube? The Patreon buds? You mean the Patreon videos? No, the Patreon videos are exclusive for patrons. Although you can get individual ones now. It's a new feature that Patreon have rolled out. But that's specifically meant to be for patrons, that is. Okay, there's a $2 super chat from Derek Polanco. And he says, has the Amazing Spider-Man films grew on you now? That's a very good question. Have they grown on me? I appreciate the Amazing Spider-Man films for what they are. I don't think they've grown on me. I think they have grown on me better because I think that I've not liked the MCU Spider-Man movies. I thought they were way too light on character and story. So I've not been a big fan of those. So in that regard, yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, they at least tried to do more than what the newer Spider-Man movies do, which is just do very little. So yeah, in that perspective, I think they have grown on me, but I'm not as annoyed with them as I was before, because I feel like the bar has been dropped in terms of the Spider-Man movies. So I actually do appreciate them more for trying what they did. And thanks, Derek, for your first super chat. It says to celebrate that from you, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. Alright. And by the way, I thought I'd just let you guys know, before I was doing the stream for before I started the stream for the last 20 minutes, I was listening to music on my phone using my headphones, which you might be able to see right over there where my thumb is pointing. I was using those, and I actually... Ooh, look at that. We've got a donation here from Anonymous. Someone doesn't want to give their name out. Well, that anonymous person has donated £2.30 through Streamlabs, which is going to be very beneficial, as you will see in a second. Let's see. £2.30. I'll write that down. And he says, what are your quick thoughts on Spider-Man 2? Which Spider-Man 2 are you talking? The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Or are you talking about Raimi Spider-Man 2? Or the new game Spider-Man 2 that came out? Or Holland Spider-Man 2? Post it in the comments. If you're in the comments, say which Spider-Man 2 you're talking about. Oh, that was Joey. Okay, he says the game Spider-Man 2. That's good, because I was thinking the Raimi Spider-Man 2. The Spider-Man 2 game was very disappointing to me. The gameplay was fun, as it always is, but my problem was I still wasn't a fan of the MJ sequences. I loved Peter and Miles, but my big problem with the Spider-Man 2 game was the fact that they took a lot of the gadgets away, and rather than being strategic with the gadgets like you could be with the first game, they just turned the gadgets into a brawling system, so they were just another way to fight. And I thought that took the strategic element away from the game, from the combat. So I didn't like what they did with the combat and the gadgets, and they left some of the really cool gadgets, they got rid of them, like the impact web. So I don't like what they did with the gadgets at all. I thought that was atrocious what they did to the gadgets. And that really made the game less interesting to me altogether, because to this day I still love the gadget system in the first Spider-Man game. But in Spider-Man 2, they took the gadget system away. It just wasn't as fun. And on top of that, I was not a fan of the story. When it came to the symbiote, I don't think they did it well. In fact, I think Spider-Man 3 did it better in terms of the fallout between Peter and Mary Jane, whereas the one in the game was just so forced. She didn't even tell him what was going on or what he did. Instead, she points a gun at him. And it's like, that got me mad when I watched that. I was like, come on, you gotta at least try to talk to him, because he's gonna be willing to listen if you tell him. It's only if he gets violent you do that, but she held a gun next to her. I was like, come on, stupid. That was like forced writing. Got me annoyed. The game overall, gameplay's fun and good, but it wasn't like a revolutionary upgrade like what Batman Arkham Asylum was to Arkham City, or what what Arkham City was to Arkham Asylum, or what Arkham Knight was to Arkham City. It wasn't a big upgrade. It was just Spider-Man 2.5. It almost felt like a extra long DLC in a way, in terms of what the gameplay was like. There wasn't much of a big improvement, so I wasn't a huge fan of it, to be perfectly honest with you. And at launch, there were a lot of glitches, which was unfortunate. Oh, hey, the Time Shadow. Great to see you've dropped by. Don't worry about it. I'm glad you're here now. That's why I always give it a bit of time before we actually start. But anyway, yeah, thank you very much for the Streamlabs chat. I appreciate that, and that will go towards, well, something new I've been doing, as you will see in a bit. I was about to get into... I was about to just get into saying what I was going to say about Mask of the Phantasm until Harshly Critic gave me a $2 super chat. Thank you very much for that. He says, did you watch the Terrifier... Oh, boys. Did you watch the Terrifier movies, my lord? The first movie, I've not seen it all the way through because it doesn't have a story. It's just really there for the set pieces and the Terrifier sequences, the horror sequences. So I thought, you know what? Let's just skip to those sequences and I'll watch that. And I did, and it was good and it was fun. The second movie, I've watched more of that, but 2.5 hours, I was not willing to sit through 2.5 hours, so I skipped through quite a bit of Terrifier 2. But I watched a lot of it to understand what was going on, a lot of the character stuff, and a lot of the gore stuff. Terrifier 3, I have not seen yet. If last week's video poll, with the donations, if that reached our goal, I actually would have done a review of that, just like I did of Smile. But we didn't get that goal, so that's why. The G-Gamer, we're not going to be doing that goal for Terrifier 3. The goal is meant to be just for the specific live stream we're doing, and then after that, we either don't do a goal or we do a different goal. The time shadow, I'm gonna let you know whether or not that will whether or not that is the case, but well, you have to wait and see. Anyway, let's see here. But yeah, so before I did this stream, so yeah, I haven't seen Terrifier 3 basically, but I've seen a lot of the first two, and I like them. The sequences, that is. They're not deep movies, I'd say, though, and the second one got really ridiculous and too long, I thought. But I still had fun with it. Alright, so basically I'm talking about Mask of the Phantasm here, because I actually I was actually listening to music from this for like the last half hour as I was setting up this live stream. And Mask of the Phantasm has a fantastic soundtrack done by Shirley Walker, who's since passed away. And she did the music for Final Destination as well. So I thought that was a very chilling soundtrack in the Final Destination movies. And yeah, it was absolutely great, this soundtrack. And I was listening to this all the way through before we got to this live stream, like about half hour before the live stream. I was listening to this music non-stop on repeat. And it was really good. I love the music in the old Batman movie, animated series. Yeah, Batman's Gamer, you're not the only one. I also love Mask of the Phantasm. I love it so much. I watched it on 4K recently on my projector. This was about a month ago or something, and I just watched it a couple days ago on a new 4K TV that we got, and I watched that with my brother, and it was a lot of fun watching that. It was late at night though. I can see why you'd think that it's overrated, Mask of the Phantasm, JWK. I think it's overrated too. Like, people say it's the best Batman movie. I wouldn't go that far, but I do love it. And also, it had a really good sound quality with the 4K release of it. Yes, absolutely love it. That was actually meant to be the end of the Batman the Animated Series, but on video it did so well, the studio wanted more episodes, so they ended up making more. So Joker was supposed to die at the end of that. Ethan has done a $2.75 donation. Sorry, $2.79. I think I said $2.75 there. And he says, what are your thoughts on the Penguin show so far? Ethan, dude, I love the Penguin. Like, I was already looking forward to it when I heard they were making it. And the trailers weren't really doing it for me, and I've got my trailer reactions up on Patreon. But I have always been looking forward to this show. And man, the trailers did not do it justice. This is a phenomenal show. Each episode feels like it's important. You can't miss it. Because if you miss one episode, you're missing too much. It's not wasting your time like when you watch a lot of these Marvel shows that I've been reviewing. It feels like you could have cut all this out, or there's only just like about a minute of something that was important and the rest was just disposable. With the Penguin, all of it is important. It all leads to something. And just 4 episodes in, it makes you want to go back and now watch what you've already seen. But now, because you have so much more information about the characters, you're going to understand what they were referencing, whereas it was more of a mystery at the beginning. And it's done so well. The writing is meticulously crafted, and it's meticulously directed as well. So The Penguin is a phenomenal show that is doing, I would say, an unbelievable job, and I can't wait to see the 5th episode tomorrow. So yeah, Ethan, thanks for the super chat, and I love The Penguin. Can't wait to see more. Alright, now before we move on to the stories, people were asking, are we going to have another goal for this week? And well, yes. Do you guys want to know what that goal is? Let's see if you guys can guess. I'll give you a clue. It's a horror movie that I'm thinking of reviewing. What do you guys think? G-Gamer says Transformers 1. You must have wrote that before I gave the clue. No, it's not a horror movie. Movie Fan wrote Wild Robot. That might be a horror movie. Who knows? I still haven't seen the Wild Robot, but I want to. I'm doing great today. Batman's Gamer. What about? Oh yeah, that's Sarah talking to Batman's Gamer. Shrek 2. You guys are just joking around now, aren't you? The Logman, I've already reviewed Smile 2, so I don't need to review it again. You can check out my video after the stream if you want, where I reviewed it. Stranger Things 4. Time Shadow. Wink, wink on that one. Like I said, you can email me about that. I think I gave you a reduced price, did I? I said $7.50 last time, didn't I? And then you says you'll get back to me. Still waiting for you to get back to me. Unless you did and I just forgot and I'm just being dumb about it. Let's see. Venom 3. I'm going to review Venom 3 anyway. Internals. You mean Eternals, I'm assuming. Ooh, movie fan. You got close. My Little Pony, says Big Bash. Yeah, don't worry, Time Shadow. I'm sure I've done that to you before as well, because I've been busy. Nosferatu. Oh, that's a movie that was coming out soon or something, isn't it? Beetlejuice 2. The Versus video is going to come out after this stream. So you'll have a Beetlejuice video after this live stream. Ooh, Sarah, that's a good one. Coraline. I should review that one day. Well, it is Halloween. Maybe that could be next week's poll thing. Or goal, I should say. Terrifier 3. That goal did not work out. Noah. Corpse Bride. Ooh, Trevor, you got it right there. Alright. Nightmare on Elm Street. And you might be wondering, why am I showing the 4K cover art here? Well, the reason why is because the 4K release of Nightmare on Elm Street just came out. Wow, Time Shadow says I watched that for the first time the other day. Oh wow, really? That's interesting that you watched it for the first time. Hope you enjoyed it. I really do have interesting memories about this movie. But yeah, oh, JWK goes, oh, not what I was expecting. James says, Eric, I gotta go. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Hopefully you get to come back and watch these stories later on. Or hopefully we're still streaming and you can come back. Take care, bud. Okay, now, just like what I've mentioned before, Fireboy did not expect that. Movie Fan says, not what I was expecting. Exactly. There wasn't anything new coming out this week that I thought of, so I thought, alright, why not try reviewing some of the more classic types? And yes, there is a goal here. And we'll try this goal out again, and we'll see how it goes. But, yeah. This is basically going to be the next goal. I thought, the reason why I'm doing this is because it's Halloween. And because this movie released on 4K, I thought, you know what? Let's give it a go. And, yes, the movie is... It's a very beloved movie. It's a classic, people consider in the horror genre. And what oh, excuse me, I don't know where that came from. Sarah, yes, it's the first one. And like I said, in order to fill this goal, it's going to be again another blood bar. You need to do it through Streamlabs, which shall I just put this right here? There you go. I'll pin this. There you go. So if that reaches the goal, then it'll happen. If it doesn't, that's okay. Move Fan says, do I have a cold? I don't have a cold. It's like, it's kind of stuck around. My family even has these little coughs that just come out of nowhere. Harshly Critical? Yes, I have. I've seen every single Nightmare on Elm Street movie. But yeah, we'll give this a watch. And then I'll review it for you guys if it reaches the goal. So yeah, that's ultimately the thing that we'll be doing. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys have actually asked me in the past to actually review Nightmare on Elm Street, and well, there's a potential that it could. So yeah, that's going to be then. Like I said, you got to do it through Streamlabs in order for it to work. Supersonic, I'm drinking a lot of water. Sometimes the cough just comes, and because it's late at night, that's where the coughs kind of like come through more for some reason whenever you have a cold. Anyway, in fact, if you watch my review of my review of Smile 2, you'll see that there are some edits in the video, and that was because a lot of the time coughs just started coming out of nowhere, so I had to put cuts in the video. Joey says, what time is it in the UK? It is 10 PM right now. Saeed has got it right. There you go. JWK says, New Nightmare is my favourite. Yeah, New Nightmare was a good one as well. Like 10 PM in the UK. Yep, that's why that's when most of you guys tend to be around for the stream, or at least this section of you guys. Because I've got a lot of viewers from different time zones, and this is the one I've decided to stick to. It's towards the end of the day when I get a lot of other work done. So yeah, because a couple of you have already donated through Streamlabs, that blood bar has kind of like gotten a little bit of a jump start. So yeah, Movie Fan, yes, we can begin the news. We're going to begin it right now. Oh, it's 9 p.m. where you are, Sarah. Wow. That's interesting. I kind of assumed it would be earlier where you were. Oh, okay. Alright then. Yes, Big Bash, most of my viewers are American. So, with that said, it's time to go to our first story. Oh, Rohan, it's great to see you, bud. Glad you joined the stream. I'm always glad when you all join the streams. Anyway, let's get this started then. So, yeah, Big Bash, let the battle commence. Alright. Okay. So, here we have Superman and Krypto. Basically, Krypto has been announced by James Gunn. This is a promo pic that James Gunn posted on his social media. And it was actually a moving image where the Earth was rotating as Superman and Krypto were sitting on the moon. And this is just a promo picture. I don't think this picture is meant to be, a scene in the movie. I don't think it's meant to be a scene in the movie, but it actually... Ooh, give me a second. This should go underneath. Alright. Before we continue talking about it, hang on. The Time Shadow has done a £3 Streamlabs chat. And he says, "Hey Eric, sorry to say I'm extremely limited on money this week. Still not got a job. Gonna have to start up my own Patreon page at this rate, lol. Don't worry about that, buddy, at all. Anyway, this might have to be my only donation today. Just wondering, have you watched Georgie and Mandy?" Yes, I have. I watched that last night. It's basically trying to go back to the Big Bang Theory formula, where it's basically got multicam, like live kind of like thing. It's not filmed like a drama like Young Sheldon was, so unfortunately it feels like it's got the Young Sheldon kind of like spirit and tone to it, but it's got the Big Bang Theory laugh track over it, and I don't think that was that good. I think the two did not blend as well. There were some scenes where it did, but the scenes that were meant to be more deep and more sad, just to know that there's a laugh track could happen at any second, it was not very good. It made it disappointing, to say the least. I gotta say, it really did. Yeah, I was disappointed with the way how it did that tone. I would prefer it if they did the Young Sheldon thing, because especially when Annie Potts shows up as their Mima, and the mother shows up, those two are such great actors. You don't need a laugh track after they've said their funny lines. You just need silence, and you laugh at it. But when when the silence is filled with an audience laughter, and a lot of it was fake audience laughter that they just put in with editing, it takes the comedy away. So I think that it was... We'll need to see more, but I'm not liking this new format they're doing with the Big Bang Theory. Alright, to go back to what was going on here, thanks again, the Time Shadow, for the Streamlabs chat. Krypto is basically Superman's pet dog, who's basically also an alien and has all the powers that Superman does, essentially. And it's interesting that James Gunn, but at the same time it's not surprising that James Gunn decided to put him in this movie, because James Gunn is known a lot for basically... James Gunn is known for putting in animals into his movies. Look at Rocket in the Guardians movies. Look at King Shark in... the Suicide Squad. Even in Peacemaker, he had like those butterflies type stuff. He always makes sure. And what was it? No, he also had Hawkeye. Was it Hawkeye or Falcony? Hawkeye. It was Hawkeye, wasn't it? Yeah, he's and as Batman's Gamer says, Weasel. Yeah, he just loves to put these animals in his movies. So he's doing the same thing. Eagerly. Yes. How could I forget Eagerly? Hawkeye, I was calling him. Oh man. Eagerly, yeah. Eagerly was great. I'd say Eagerly's my favourite one that he's done, even though I've forgotten his name. But yeah, he's does a very good job with animals. So Krypto is meant to be a little troublemaking dog at points, is what he's supposed to be. And I hope James Gunn pulls that comedy off well. Not the MCU type comedy, but I hope he makes it Superman-like comedy, like the Superman tone that you need. And yeah, he looks really good on there. Now this is, like I said, it's a promo pic. It's not meant to be what's in the actual movie. Although if it is in the movie, that wouldn't be too bad. But boy, just look at that. I actually think that is a great image. It looks a little bit off, I would say. Like, it just looks a little bit fake. Like, there's something a little fake about it. Not AI fake, like with the first image, but there is something fake about it, and I just can't put my finger on it. But do you guys know what I mean when I say there's something a little bit fake about it? I think it's to do with the lighting, or the lighting over his shoulder over here. There's something about that that just looks a bit fake to me. But yeah, I think that it is great that he's brought this dog over, and I hope he utilizes him. I hope Krypto doesn't take over the show, if you know what I mean. But I hope that they utilize him in a way that will be good, basically. So yeah, I actually like the look of that, and I like the look of Superman as well. David Corenswet as Superman. The thing is, you know what's funny? If they did not have people taking pictures of him on all of these, while they're shooting on set and everything, I think this actually would have been cooler. Like, ooh, I can't wait to see his face. This should have been the first image. But instead, James Gunn showed the first image where we see his face. It was a bad, bad image. And this is so much better. This looks like the kind of images that I would see as a kid in the cinema. You know, when you go in and you see all these big cardboard posters they have of these characters. This looks like that kind of, like, just mysterious picture. Like, you can't see his face, but you're like, that's Superman. Like, you can't wait to see what he looks like. If they kept that mystery better, that would have been cool. But nowadays, you don't have that kind of mystery, do you? Because people are out there with their cameras and taking pictures and everything of stuff, so... yeah, Big Bash said it great. He said it looks wholesome. It really does. I love the way Superman looks in this picture. And it is just looking at it, it is quite warm, isn't it? You have this nice warm feeling when you look at it. Josh says the set photos look great. They really do. So but this to me looks like a poster that I would see, a teaser poster that I would see in the cinema when I was a kid, and then I would be highly anticipating the movie. It looks really cool. JWK says, I'm happy that he has a S logo on his cape. I'm happy about that too. I really like the way that looks as well. That looks really good, that does. I really do like the look of his cape. You can see a bit of his arm. You can see the collar on his neck, which I'm not too sure about, but we'll see how that goes. And Krypto as well looks great. Now, Krypto was also in Smallville. That's when I was first introduced to him. And there he had powers as well. And it was really cool to see that relationship with Clark Kent and Krypto. And you could see the bond with them there. But it was done, not without CGI, with a real dog. And they didn't make him have, like, exaggerated facial features. It was just a real dog. And it looked great. That at the time made me I'm a fan of Krypto. However, I have not seen Krypto. I've not seen Krypto in much else, really. There was that Dwayne Johnson movie, but I didn't watch that. Because it looked too kiddie to me. I've heard there's a couple funny jokes in there, but on the whole, it was just something I was not interested in. And I didn't get around to it. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he does with this. But I hope Krypto doesn't. I hope it doesn't become the Krypto show, and I hope he doesn't interfere in the movie too much either. Movie fan says don't. It's crap. Yeah, it didn't look very good. Yeah, Batman's Gamer says I hated League of Super Pets. Yeah, that's when Dwayne Johnson and his ego was trying to take control of the DC universe, and these were his, stuff that he was doing. His Black Adam movie, and then the League of Super Pets was his animated thing, which was so dumb. I'm glad that Dwayne Johnson is pissed off and he's not in the DC universe anymore. That Big Bash says The Rock is so lame. He is. He seems to think that he is so much cooler than he actually is. It's like he thinks people like him more than they actually do. So, yeah, he's got an ego about these things, and I'm so glad he's not there. League of Super Pets was released before Black Adam, says Movie Fan. Was it? I thought it was after Black Adam, wasn't it? Batman's Gamer says, that film was an excuse to get Kevin Hart and Dwayne to be in another movie together. All of their movies are an excuse for them to be in another movie together. Saeed says, I used to watch Krypto the Superdog when I was young. Hi, Jess, I do see you. Let's see. Black Adam's dog was teased in DC League of Super Pets. Yeah, I just don't care about the League of Super Pets. So yeah, so I've seen this poster. This is, I'd say, the best thing James Gunn has released on Superman so far. The other thing he released was that first picture that we all saw that we were all just not impressed with. So that was the first thing he did, and now he's done another one. And this one I think is far better. Hi, Daniel. Ooh. The higher... GEG says, the hierarchy of the DC universe is about to change. Yeah, I remember that line. And yeah, JWK, I remember that first photo as well that James Gunn did. It wasn't a good one. This is clearly the one that he should have done. So what do you guys think of this picture? Do you, it's a teaser picture, but what do you think? Derek has done a $5 super chat, by the way. Derek, I'll just let you know that if you donate through Streamlabs, which I've pinned on the comment section, this bar over here where it says Elm Street 1 review, this bar right here, it will fill, the blood will fill, bit more, until we get to the end, and then I will do that review. So just letting you guys know, for those that don't know, because I don't know if you know, Derek, so I'm just letting you know. If you want to fill that bar, you got to do a Streamlabs donation. So Derek says, hey Eric, did you watch any of the DC Animated Universe films? If so, did you like them? Because I really enjoyed them. Yes, I watched every single one back in the day. Batman Under the Red Hood, the Batman animated series movies like Mystery of the Batwoman, and the others. I saw all of those. And then, you know, like I said, Batman Under the Red Hood, The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, and then plenty of others that came out afterwards, like Batman Hush, Batman the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Even before that, there were some other Batman movies, like The Flashpoint Paradox, Suicide Squad, Assault on... what was it? Assault on Arkham? That animated movie, which was connected to the Arkham games, but it really feels like it doesn't, if you look at the continuity. But yeah, I used to watch all of those. But after the New 52 came in, like after the Flashpoint Paradox, that's where their quality started to go really like down. And that really is a shame, because I think those used to be so good. I even watched Superman Doomsday, which is one that a lot of people don't like, but I liked it. But they just lost it, Derek. I think they just lost it, and now I've stopped watching them. And the animation has gone down too. I also watched the one where it had Jack the Ripper, and it just wasn't as good as I think as it could have been, especially because the ending they changed. But that I thought I had fun with as well. So yeah, Sarah has also done a super chat. She has done a $6 super chat. Thank you very much, Sarah. And she says, what's your favorite Christmas movie, Eric? Ooh, that's a good question. I would say Die Hard, the first Die Hard. However, if you want more of a Christmassy answer, it's really meant to be... It's really... I'd say it's really down between Home Alone and Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, I think it's hard to say which movie is better of those two, but in terms of... I'll say which one feels the most Christmassy. They're both Christmassy in very different ways. I'll say Home Alone. I love Nightmare Before Christmas, but Home Alone I'd say is my favourite Christmas movie. So good question, Sarah. What's your favourite Christmas movie, Sarah? And let's see. We've also got Jake here. Jake, yes. Jake says Krypto. I remember that character. Yep, Krypto was the super dog. I saw him in Smallville for the first time, and I really liked him in there. What I also liked as well was... Krypto, there was this online game on CartoonNetwork.com back in the day that we used to play. And it had Krypto in it, where he's flying and he's destroying a bunch of stuff in like a side-scrolling type of game. That was fun too. So yeah, I've always been aware of Krypto, but I've not seen him a great deal, is what I would say. So yeah. Sarah says Home Alone is goated. It sure is. Saeed says Christmas Vacation is his favorite Christmas movie. Big Bash says Batman Returns is the best Christmas movie. You know, Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2 could also be a Christmas movie. if you look at the timeline between how it's November in the first Batman with the votes going on with Bella Royale, and then when you see the Penguin show and where that is, apparently the Batman Part 2, according to Matt Reeves, is meant to take place more during the Christmas or New Year's time. So that is going to be interesting. Ooh, Muppets Christmas Carol, said Crazy Cat Lady. Jess has done a $10 super chat. Just as an additional reminder to anyone who has popped in, because I've seen some numbers go up. Remember, if you donate through Streamlabs, you can get this bar right here. This bar full of blood. You can get it all the way to the end, and I will do a Nightmare on Elm Street 1 review. Just as a reminder. The link is in the description, and I've also pinned it in the comments section. Alright, so what did Jess ask? This is the Superman movie we should have. How do you spell that? Add before. Oh, you're saying should have had before. You said add. Let me say that again. This is the Superman we should have had before, but instead we have a darker version with Henry Cavill. Trolls fan 2001 needs stop bashing people and get terminated from YouTube. I'm gonna watch Venom 3. Didn't Trolls fan get banned? I thought he did get banned. And this is the Superman movie we should have had instead of the darker one with Henry Cavill. I agree. This is definitely the one we should have had. This is definitely the movie we should have had compared to what Zack Snyder did. We should have had a more upbeat Superman, and that's what it looks like we're getting here. Okay. Oh, Sarah says, my favourite is Elf or Home Alone. I've only seen Elf once when it came on TV. I need to see it again. Let's see. Batman's Gamer says he was shit in Titans. He really was. There was a couple good scenes, but it wasn't that great the way they did it, I gotta say. Let's see. Josh says, I'm done with darker and more nihilistic Superman takes. We just need some lighthearted fun for once. I would say we don't even need lighthearted fun. We just need the more... We just need a Superman movie that is more true to the source of the character. But the way they've gone about it, it was either super boring with the Superman Returns movie, or it was just super off-kilter with Zack Snyder's version. And as we've all heard, Zack Snyder says some really weird shit about Superman movies lately. So yeah, it's like, that's why this is good that we got James Gunn here. But I just hope James Gunn doesn't make him comedic in his own way. I really hope he doesn't make him comedic in his own style, because Superman's got his own very unique, very quirky Boy Scout kind of humor to him, and I really hope he doesn't bring it like turn it into goofy MCU humor. I really hope James Gunn doesn't do that. Saeed says Tyler Hoechlin from CW as Superman is so good. He was good when I saw him, but he always looked like cosplay, like he needed to grow more muscle. Then they later on gave him a muscle Superman suit, which looked so fake. So yeah. Josh says James Gunn said that Superman isn't a comedy. That's good, but when he does have jokes, I hope it's the light-hearted comments that Superman does. Superman doesn't make jokes. He makes these little light-hearted comments with a little bit of wit to them, and that is enough to make you smile. You don't need to laugh with Superman, you need to have a big smile on your face. And I hope James Gunn knows that. Batman's Gamer has done a $5 super chat. Let's write that down. Thank you very much, Batman's Gamer. Batman's Gamer says, I thought we had gotten a better Superman with the Superman and Lois and with Tyler Hoechlin than Henry Cavill. I prefer the Cavalrine. So you like Henry Cavill as Wolverine, basically, and not as much as Superman. Yeah, I always thought that... how is it? Well, I always thought that Henry Cavill could have done a good Superman, but they really needed to give him a script that lets him that actually embraces Superman's roots. Unfortunately, it never embraced his roots. They just took it, and I feel like they just took it, and that was basically it. They just took Superman, said, we're going to change it, and that's basically all you get. They never really let Henry Cavill be Superman the way he's supposed to be, and that was always disappointing. Yes, by the way, Jake, I have read your comment. I'm so sorry to hear that, buddy. You have been very, very kind and generous with your donations, and that's something I've always appreciated. But that's not something that's going to make me look at you in any different way, in case that's something you're thinking. I don't know if that is what you're getting, because I'm reading your comment. It sounds a little bit dour, like a little bit down. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. It's hard to get tone from just comments. It usually is. I could be misreading it. But don't worry, you still mean, as a viewer, you still mean just as much to me as you did. It doesn't mean all of a sudden I'm like, alright, Jake, don't like you no more. None of that. I always appreciate your donations. You've donated, like, so much, to the point that it's lasted, I'd say, a lifetime, essentially. So thank you very much, Jake. I really appreciate all your donations. If whatever you could do in the future, even if it's just little donations, I'm not going to look at you in any different way and say, come on, Jake. I'm not going to be doing any of that. So, thank you, Jake, very much. You can feel very happy, for the rest of your life watching me, even if you don't spend another cent or anything, or don't do any more donations. You have been so great and so generous with your donations that I forever am grateful. So, thank you very, very much. Look, as everyone else is saying, well, a lot of them are saying that sucks. But what is someone? I was finding another comment where someone said it's okay, Jake, or something. Where is it? There you go, Saeed. Jake, you have done well donating. You have. So you can be forever happy, Jake. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And let's see. There was another comment from someone here. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there it is. Hannah Boyce says, hello, Eric. I'm a new subscriber, and I'm here to check out the live stream. Well, I hope you enjoy it. We just finished talking about the Superman story, and now I'm going to ask you guys what you think of this Superman, what you think of Krypto and Superman. Also, James Gunn did say that he rescued this dog here, and this is ultimately what made him write the dog into the script. Because he rescued this dog, and it took some time for the dog to trust James Gunn and stuff, but now, as you can see, they're very happy. And according to James Gunn, the dog has also been in the editing room as he's been editing Superman. So that's interesting. Jake says, thank you. It's just too bad. Especially since it's my money and not his. I might donate in the future someday, though. Yeah, that's entirely up to you when and if you want to do that. But thank you, Jake. I really have always appreciated your donations. It's almost become like a show in of itself, how you kept topping yourself. So I will miss that. That was just fun. And just to see everyone's reactions to it, where people are like, Jake has done it again and all that. That was a very fun time. That always was. Risky, yes. Apparently, Peacemaker is still part of the new DCU, but not Season 1 from what I've heard. James Gunn is making all kinds of no sense when he talks about this kind of stuff. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I think, is just the best way to say it. Because he says Season 2 is part of the DCU, but not Season 1. And that's why I'm like, what does he mean? Khan, that is no problem. You can donate whenever you want to. The only thing, though, I'm just saying, is that I'm only doing this for this one video. So if you want this to fill the end and, to do a Nightmare on Elm Street review, it's going to be just for this week. Or, sorry, just this one video. And then, or I'll say this week, actually, until the end of the week, the next stream. And then you can't, this goal is basically over then, basically. I will switch it out to a new one, potentially. Saeed says he'll be back. Don't worry, buddy. We'll see you in a bit. But we might get to the next story soon. Big Bash says James Gunn seems so cool. He did a Creature Commandos panel recently at New York Comic Con. So I haven't seen it all the way through, but I've seen some of it. And we'll see what happens. I'm sure he's going to talk about Superman there a little bit. I haven't seen the Creature Commandos trailer, by the way, Fireboy. So I need to see that. And I'll probably do that trailer reaction on Patreon. Batman's Gamer says, I loved what he said at New York City Comic Con. Khan says, oh, we better not be in charge of DC anytime soon with a mess. We better not be in charge of DC anytime soon with a mess. He's been doing in Marvel as of late. Dead Wolf. I'm sorry, Khan. You need to rephrase that because I can't understand it properly. Eric, which films are you more excited for? Superman or Batman Brave and the Bold? Superman. Because we've already got a Batman. It's from Matt Reeves, so I'm not excited for another one. We've got that already. Khan says, wait, I meant on the Wolves comment. Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. And by the way, for those that are donating through Super Chats, like I said, again, I keep saying it because, again, some more people have entered the stream. If you want this bar to get full, you need to do it through the link in the description, through Streamlabs. That's the only way this bar will fill. Yes, so with that said, I think it's time to move on to the next story. So, here's the next story. Detective Pikachu. If you all remember, I did a versus video with the first movie where I compared it to the Sonic film. And you can look that up on my channel if you want to rewatch it or watch it for the first time, where I do a versus video between Detective Pikachu and the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And, well, it seems like some of you remember that video well here. And, well, it looks like Detective Pikachu is going to get a sequel. Because apparently, let me see right here. Now, this is just some fan image that I found on Google. But yeah, just imagine... I'm not saying there's two Pikachus in the movie, but just imagine this. Now, because video game movies are becoming so much more popular, and they're kind of like the new superhero movie in its own way, I bet you that is why they want to make another one of these. And this has been leaked that apparently they're working on this, and they've been working on it since 2021, probably the script process. But if you've seen the first movie, it is going to be interesting, like, how are they going to try to bring this back? Because if we remember, Ryan Reynolds, who voiced Pikachu in that movie, he's actually not Pikachu anymore. So who's going to be the detective? Will Pikachu start talking? Will Pikachu just be saying Pika Pika and going around trying to, like, use a magnifying glass and become Sherlock Holmes and try to run a mystery? What's going to happen? I am curious what they're going to potentially do. The G Game says, I remember the Game Freak hacks of Pokemon. Yes, in fact, that's where I've heard about this story. I've heard... I'm reading this right now in an article. It says, with the apparent lack of detail since the news in 2023, some fans have been concerned that Detective Pikachu 2 has been cancelled. Yet, as reported by comicbook.com, according to a recent Game Freak data breach, the sequel has reportedly been in production since 2021. So, yeah, it says here, Nintendo Switch 2's first major release has fully leaked online. So there's a lot of info that has kind of like been dumped out, and a lot of people are aware of it as well. So, yeah, as the stuff gets leaked, we find out more stuff. I just think it's kind of cool. Jess is saying, guys, donate to Eric. But Jess, you did a super chat. You could have actually gotten the bar a bit further if you did the $10 on Streamlabs. But yeah, doesn't matter. We'll see if that gets full by the end of the stream or not. Let's see. Huh. Supersonic Adventure says, Eric, fun fact. Chicken Run vs. Chicken Run 2 is the first video on this channel I watched. Really? I kind of assumed I've seen you here on this channel before that. Or are you really like just a few, like a... Have you really joined the channel since I made that video? Wow. I didn't know that. Wow. Let's see. But yeah, that's cool, buddy. I always appreciate when people can tell me when they started to become... I really appreciate when people always tell me, this is how I came to your channel. It almost brings a tear to my eyes sometimes. Because you guys don't know how much hard work goes into making those videos. And when I'm making it, I'm always hoping that the videos take off or it brings in an audience. And when I see you guys that have like put in that much work and effort, what was it? No, you guys, that my work and effort has resulted in you guys finding my channel. It really brings a tear to my eyes. So thank you very much, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Really, I do. So, Big Bash says, Eric, you are so awesome. You deserve all the praise we give you. Oh, that's really, really nice. JWK says, do you know what is your highest rated video? Try to guess it. My highest rated video, isn't that the It versus video? Ah, Harshly Critical says, my first video was the series of unfortunate events versus video. That was my first ever versus video. Harshly Critical. That was my first ever versus video that I did. And the video I did before that, I actually gave an announcement for a new show that I was working on, which was my versus videos. And I actually said that this is my, that I was what did I say? I gave an announcement. I said I'm going to be doing a new show soon, and then I could potentially make more videos out of that show. And well, look where we are now, all these years later, still making versus videos. Sarah says, the series of unfortunate events one and Jumanji. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Sarah, and that you actually saw it through that. Not only that, but I've actually covered all seasons of a series of unfortunate events. I've done Let's Binge Watch of Season 2 and Let's Binge Watch Season 3. Season 3 took me a long time to make because I kept really falling off of that show. But yeah, Season 3, Let's Binge Watch Season 3 of Unfortunate Series of Unfortunate Events is actually my favourite, one of my favourite videos I made. It's my longest video too. So yeah. Oh, Sarah says, I remember I watched it. I was getting impatient. Oh, were you also waiting, Sarah, for my Series of Unfortunate Events Season 3 binge watch video? That took a long time for me to make. Harshly Critical, no, I won't be doing a binge watch of The Last of Us Season 1. I actually was going to do versus videos of each and every single episode. But the problem is that I was getting a new computer. Because my previous one, my laptop, was really dying out. It was a miracle I even made those Last of Us versus videos. Because my computer was so slow. And it was like just so stressful to do that. So yeah, it was I'm glad that they got out, that I actually made them. And they got, of course, on early access, people on Patreon got them first. But I was surprised I even managed to do them. That was so hard. So yeah. JWK says, my first video that I watched was Joss Whedon Justice League versus Zack Snyder Justice League. Oh, right. Oh, cool. Yeah, that was also a video I did, which was huge in terms of its performance. It's my most viewed versus video, I think. Actually, it's my second most viewed versus video. Could get to my first soon at some point. But yeah, that was a lot of work. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, Big Bash, I was going to get back to it. Detective Pikachu 2. Yes, that's the next movie that's coming out. We don't know what it's about, but I'm down for it. I liked the first Detective Pikachu. I loved the way they filmed it. I'd say out of all these like Sonic the Hedgehog movies and things, like these more kiddier movies, Detective Pikachu 2, I mean the first Detective Pikachu, it looked a lot more cinematic, like a cinematic movie. I thought they did a phenomenal job of putting in like the live action with the CGI and everything. That was so cool to look at how they did that. And how they said that Squirtles are used as like firefighters in that world. That was so ingeniously smart, that was. And then seeing Charizard there was also really cool. The CGI, yeah, as Deadwolf says, the CGI in the Pokemon looked amazing. You could tell they were fake, But it doesn't matter. It's like it looked great. It's like taking these animated characters, making them look like live action. It was just the right level, I thought. Ooh, Mr. P says, imagine if live action Ash appeared. Who would play him? I don't know, but yeah, that would have been cool, wouldn't it have? Live action Ash. That would have been really cool. But yeah, Detective Pikachu 2 is coming up. What do you guys think? Are you excited that it's coming? Do you think that no, they shouldn't? Let me know what you think. Oh god, the G Gamer says Tom Holland cast as Ash. They would cast Tom Holland in everything, wouldn't they? I'd say he doesn't need the money, and he also doesn't need the work, because he's got a lot of work he can pick. He can pick his own roles and all that, but man, I don't want to see them just cast, you know, him and everything. He shouldn't have taken Uncharted, but he did, and that was annoying. Sony doing everything that the fans don't want. Jake, I don't think he's a mediocre actor. You'd think so when watching this stuff, but if you watch a movie that he was in, I think it was called The Devil All the Time or something on Netflix, and I think even Robert Pattinson was in it, he was actually really good in that. Like, really good. So it showed me that, yeah, he is a great actor, he just needs a good director, and he needs good material that you can use. But a lot of the movies he's in, he's got very shallow material, I think. Gatan Matarazzo as Ash? Gaten, is that his name? Is he the kid in Stranger Things? What was his name in that? Dustin. Is that Dustin from Stranger Things? I don't see him as Ash, but I could see why you think he would. He's got that bushy hair, and he puts a hat on his head, it would work. But I don't think he's that kind. He hasn't got the presence or the kind of like personality, I think, to go with that. They need someone new, I think. Have you seen the trailer for Electric State yet? Says Time Shadow. No, I have not seen it yet. But we'll see what it's like. That's for those of you that don't know, The Electric State is the Russo brothers' next film. After they've done that, they're going to go straight on to doing the Avengers movies over at Marvel. Big Bash says Ash is supposed to be Asian, so get a good Asian actor for Ash. Yes. Was an Ash also voiced by a woman, if I remember correctly? The American voice actor. Spirit here says, what are your thoughts on The Electric State? I don't know, I've not really seen much of The Electric State in terms of like marketing and stuff, so I need to see more. I certainly need to see that trailer, and then I'll find out. But right now, I don't know, I don't know enough yet about the movie. Although I find it weird to have Millie Bobby Brown in there and Chris Pratt. That's a weird pairing, that is. And I don't think Millie Bobby Brown is as good as an actor as people say either. I think when she was younger, she was more of an impressive child actor. Now that she's older, and there's a lot of other actors in her, kid actors in her age range, it's not as impressive anymore, I don't think she is. The Time Shadow says, I'm actually looking forward to The Electric State. It's made by the people who made my favourite Marvel movies, and there's a load of actors and actresses that I really like in it. Yeah, but the Russo brothers also made that Cherry, was it? With Tom Holland, and then they made The Grey Man, that had Chris Evans in it, and Ryan Gosling. Their movies have not really been well received outside of the Avengers, so that's why they need to go back to the Avengers for their own peace of mind, essentially, because they're not making movies that seem to be that good. And from what I've heard, Electric State went massively over budget. Was it like $370 million or something it costs? It's some insane amount. Big Bash, I don't know what the Electric State is about, but let's move on to the next story, because I think we're getting a bit too out there. Time Shadow says, oh, gasp. Eric, I'm offended that you could say such a thing about a Stranger Things cast member. And he goes, I'm joking, by the way. Yeah, I know, bud. Yeah, I just don't think he can play Ash. He's a very good actor, but he can't play Ash. But I can see, like, the curly hair, the hat he puts on, why people would think that. Alright then, next story. This is basically all the news I've had before about Joker 2 that you can see right here. And Joker 2 is not having a good time right now, as you might be able to tell. Just you wait. You've already read this on the title of this video, so you know what I'm gonna bring up. I hope you're all listening. But yeah, Joker 2, as G-Gamer says, Joker got beat by a killer clown and a robot. Yes, he did, as I discussed in my recent video about Joker. But yeah, Joker is actually... things are getting even worse for him, if you can imagine. Because the movie is doing such a terrible job at the box office, Adam Grunther, hang on. Adam Grunther has done a $2 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Adam. Just to let you know, Adam, if you do donate through Streamlabs, this blood bar will fill all the way to the end. And if it gets to that point, then I'll do a Nightmare on Elm Street 3 review in this coming week. So just letting you know, because I don't know if you just entered the stream or not, but I thought I'd let you know about that. I did this last week as well with Terrifier 3. So yeah. Alright, back to what I was saying. Oh, sorry. Adam Grunther said, thoughts on Creature Commandos trailer. I've not seen it yet, but I do want to see it and do a trailer reaction on Patreon. So stay tuned for that, Adam. I'll definitely try to get on that. Alright then, so... as you can see, I've been doing a lot of reporting when it comes to Joker 2. Everything down to its projected box office performance, and then its much lower actual box office performance, and then its cinema score, then its IMDb score, then its countless Rotten Tomatoes scores that have gone down and made me hit my mic. But basically, Joker 2 has just had nothing but bad days. Like, really bad days. And I'm still working on my versus video for it. The script is complete now, and I've been recording some voices for it. But yeah, so not been doing good. The score has not been good for audiences or critics. And a second weekend performance at the box office did not do good. That was the most recent video I made. But believe it or not, things have actually gotten worse for Joker 2. Basically, Joker 2 is... not only going to be losing Warner Brothers $150 to $200 million in its theatrical run after bombing at the box office, but also the movie is going straight to digital on October the 29th. Now, to put it into perspective, the first Joker movie had the exact same release date. It was... I get my notes up here. It was October the 4th for theatrical release. That's when it came out theatrically. And ultimately, you'd think, well, October the 4th worked great for the first Joker, it'll work great for the second one, right? Well, no. October 4 is where Joker, like I said, came out in theaters. And for Joker 2, like I said, October 4 in theaters, October 29th is when it's coming out to digital. That's less than a month. That's essentially like just 3 weeks later. That is. So, yeah, that is very, very bad, especially for a movie this big of a budget. So, yeah. But do you know what makes things worse? The first Joker came out on the same date, October the 4th. But the first movie didn't hit digital until December the 17th. So, yeah, that movie was in theaters for over 2 months before it hit digital. But the second Joker was only in there for less than about 3 weeks. And then it's saying, alright, we're done, time to get off. That is very bad. The reason why they're sending it to digital is because it's making no more money in theaters. And with Smile 2 that has just come out recently, and I did a review of Smile 2, you can check it out on the channel if you've not seen it, that basically means that other movies are outperforming it. We already know Terrifier 3 is outperforming it. The Wild Robot is outperforming it. And then Smile 2 literally just hit a couple days ago in theaters. That's going to outperform it. This movie doesn't stand a chance no more. It's done. And when a movie is done, that's when they send it to streaming. When they think there's not much more money we can make from it in theaters. And, well, I honestly don't think it's going to do well even on digital, if I'm being honest with you guys. I think, because I'm thinking of it from my perspective, and I'm a big DC fan. And I saw the movie. I will give you a clue. I didn't hate it as much as everyone else did. But even I would not... Excuse me, I don't know what's going on in my nose. A bit of a nose block. But, so like I said, even I didn't hate it as much as everyone else did. But even I would not want to buy it on digital. I just wouldn't. So I think even when it hits digital on iTunes, I think it's going to be even bad performing on there too. And it's all because of Todd Phillips and the shitty choices he made. Like, seriously, those are the reasons why a lot of people are not going to want to bother with it. Jake says brand recognition didn't save the film. Brand recognition didn't save the film. That is rare. It is rare, but the bad word of mouth they got from the Venice Film Festival and then from everyone else, it just didn't work. It's like, that's too bad. The word of mouth is just too bad to recover from. And that's why the movie failed. It had the biggest, I think it had the same box office drop as Batman vs. Superman did. To put it into perspective. So yeah, that is bad. That is really, really bad. Elite says, I don't even want to see the film anymore. The film is useless. Yeah, it is. Harshly Critical says Joker 2 made us mad, but Smiles 2 put a smile on our face. Yeah. What's especially funny about this, all the money that is being lost with this movie, is that with the first Joker, Warner Brothers split the financing for the budget. Because they had no faith in the movie. They says that we'll split the budget for this movie. So basically Warner Brothers didn't want to pay the whole $55 to $70 million for the first Joker movie, so they split it with someone else. So basically when Warner Brothers made a lot of money, another studio made a whole lot of money too, that basically put all the money in. Or put half the money in. But with Joker 2, David Zaslav, who runs Warner Brothers right now, he didn't want to share that Joker 2 money with anyone. He thought, if we make another $1 billion, we want to keep all that money to ourselves. So they self-financed the movie of Joker 2, and in the end, there is no money here. So there's no money left for anyone, pretty much. They've just lost money, and Warner Brothers thought they could make more money through this decision. In the end, they lost all the money. So it was probably in their best interest to have actually split the budget fees again, but they didn't. And well, that means they've taken all the loss. Just like they could have taken all the wins, they have now taken all the loss. So yeah, I really think the studio should have known about telling Todd Phillips no, or someone should have told Todd Phillips no, even like Joaquin Phoenix, but no, they just let him do whatever he wants. And well, I hope Todd Phillips feels bad about it. Because what did he think we were going to think of this? Rohan says Phillips refused to take advice from Christopher Nolan and James Gunn. I don't think he refused to take advice. He went against Christopher Nolan, because Christopher Nolan said he only thought that Heath Ledger's Joker should have the scars on his face. But Nolan no longer works with Warner Brothers, so he can't put that in effect anymore. So yeah, Todd Phillips did it, and what did it amount to? It just amounted to something stupid is what it did. And yeah, James Gunn gave notes, but I think Todd Phillips didn't even pay attention to it. That is actually a big reason as to why James Gunn did not show up at the premiere. He showed up at the premiere for the Penguin show, and I'm sure there was another DC project he showed up for, like The Flash and stuff, but he's not shown up for Joker, which says a lot. MovieFan 2002, you're going to have to wait for my Versus video to know that. Rohan says, not to mention, Warner Brothers are in debt, which they have to pay $40 billion, right? $40 billion, right? $40 billion. Yeah, that's why David Zaslav was doing all the tax write-offs and things, because he just wanted to make more money. JWK says, please don't spoil it. I won't, I'm not spoiling anything. In the Versus video, I might, though, because you have to. The G-Gamer says they burned $300 million on this. Wow, that is super bad. It is bad, very bad. James Gunn would have had better ideas than what we got. Well, I think James Gunn even would not have liked the ending and the stuff that this movie did by saying what Joker says in the movie. You know, at that one pivotal moment. You all know what I'm talking about if you've seen the film. It was a stupid thing for Joker to say. But they said it, and it had massive, consequences for the movie. Crazy Cat Lady says, I wish Coyote vs. Acme released instead of this. I wish so too. Khan says, the ending of Joker 2 really killed the first movie's ending. Yeah. I'll say, well, I have thoughts about that, but you have to wait for the video. Yes, Jake, Coyote vs. Acme would have done better. And plus it didn't cost as much either, so it wouldn't have been as much of a loss if it failed as much as this. The G-Gamer says, not gonna lie, I can understand why Warner Brothers wanted the creators to have more control, though clearly with Joker 2 that didn't work out. But yeah, it's obvious that wouldn't work out if you just listen to what the creative decisions were, but that just goes to show that these studio execs, they don't care about movies. If they did, they would know it was a bad decision, but they don't care, so they let it happen. It's ridiculous. Mr. P says, Minecraft gonna be Warner Brothers' next big flop. Rohan says, the idea came from Walking Phoenix in a dream, and why is the musical? That was a stupid story that it came from, that Walking Phoenix had a dream and told Todd Phillips. And they decided to make a movie based on that dream. A lot of people can dream stupid shit, but you're not supposed to have your actors are not supposed to tell you what the next story is supposed to be, especially if they dreamed it. That is such a stupid thing. Well, if Walking Phoenix liked that, then there you go, Walking Phoenix, you got your movie, and it's affected your career. All because of your stupid dream. I mean, you could dream if you want, but you don't say, I'm going to take that dream and then make a $200 million movie out of it. That's ridiculous. Spirit Hero says, how the hell do we get Minecraft but not Coyote vs. Acme? Probably because they thought Minecraft was a more safer bet in terms of making money. It's a video game property, and video game properties are doing quite well right now. And it's a big name, so a lot of people will go to see it, even if they hate see it. The G-Gamer goes, wait, so he dreamt of dancing with Lady Gaga. I don't know what part of his dream was, but whatever it was, I don't know. I feel like Todd Phillips would have hired Lady Gaga, because didn't he produce a movie with her in it before? I think, if I remember correctly. It was that Star is Born. Did he produce that? Or wasn't it Bradley Cooper who produced that? I don't know if Bradley Cooper produced this movie, that right here, but yeah. Eric, which movie do people hate but you like? Spider-Man 3, X-Men 3. I've liked those. I don't love them, but I like them. The first Ghost Rider is a guilty pleasure to me, so I'll say the first Ghost Rider as well. And yeah, those are 3 movies, I think. Deadwolf says, I think Joker did not need a sequel. I actually wouldn't have minded if they made a sequel. I think there's stuff they could have done, but they just did all the wrong decisions. Rohan says, not to mention they cast Lady Gaga before the script was finished. That's okay. I feel like I can kind of see where that decision came from as they were writing the script. Again, they just needed a better script. I think the performances were great in the movie, but it's just the script that needed changing. So yeah, JWK says, Eric, who is a DC character you would love to see in live action? For me, it's Man-Bat. For me, I would like to see another version of the Scarecrow. The one that actually looks more scary, if you know what I mean. Like, if you remember the Season 4 of Batman the Animated Series, where he looked like something out of a horror movie, I would like to see a more, like, horrifying version of Scarecrow like that. Big Bash of Spider-Man 3 was great. I don't care what anyone else says. I wouldn't say great, but there were certainly great sequences in it. The filmmaking was still great. The movie itself was good, is what I would just say. Good. The first 2 were very good. Third one was just good. There's a lot of good stuff to appreciate in there. It's still beautifully put together. And I feel like the movie is a lot more... It's got a lot more passion behind it than a lot of these movies made now by Marvel. Like She-Hulk or The Marvels or Ant-Man 3 or Thor Love and Thunder. It's like Spider-Man 3 is by far and away better than those movies. So is X-Men 3. But I don't understand how people say, yeah, She-Hulk was okay. Yeah, Thor Love and Thunder was okay. Yeah, The Marvels was okay. But X-Men 3, that was terrible. Spider-Man 3, that was terrible. It's like, how can you say that once you said the others are okay? And Thor Love and Thunder is okay, but the other one is not. Ooh, what just happened there? Oh boy. Who's Krypto the dog? You donated a big amount, so you got a new shinier animation there. Krypto the dog has done a £40 Streamlabs chat. Look at, guys, look at how much he's bought that bar over closer. You guys see that? Look at that. That is much closer now. So Jake says, by the way, I have to go now. See you later. See you, Jake. It was great seeing you. It was great seeing you again, buddy. So yeah. Let's see. Who is Krypto the Super Dog, by the way, that donated that much? So I love what Sarah says. What a good boy. What a good boy. Oh wow. But yeah, Krypto the Dog says, "Hey Eric, go watch Elm Street." Clearly they're trying to get the bar, move the bar over. So yeah, as we get to that bar, I will, and I'll review it for you over the next few days. And I'll also talk about the 4K version as well. That's what I'll also do. So it'll be a review of the movie and also talking about the 4K restoration. Elite has done a $2 super chat. I don't mean to sound like a broken record here, but remember, guys who are all doing these super chats, you'll move this bar along if you donate through Streamlabs. Elite says, "What's your opinion on X-Men Days of Future Past?" Oh, I love X-Men Days of Future Past. Like, seriously, I love Days of Future Past. To me, Days of Future Past and Logan, they are so good. Sometimes I switch between which one is the best movie or the best X-Men movie. Yeah, I freaking love Days of Future Past. I love the acting in it. I love the performances. I love the stakes. They brought the classic intro back from the X-Men movies. The effects I thought were great. The Sentinels were freaking scary. While Ultron wasn't in Avengers 2, even though the trailers made him look scary. He was just a wimp. A sissy. In Avengers 2. But the trailers made him look like a horror character, but he wasn't. The Sentinels would make Ultron crap his pants. Like, it was so good what they did with the Sentinels, how they modernized them. Yeah, it was phenomenal. It really was great. I love Days of Future Past. The only problem I have with it is inconsistencies with the canon, what they've announced, and they all of a sudden drop bits of information and try to make connections. I'm like, but what about this, and this? How did Wolverine get his metal claws back? How did Xavier come back to life? And they never really explained it beyond the credit scene in X-Men 3. How did many of these things? Aside from that, though, I loved Days of Future Past. It was fantastic. One of my favorite superhero movies in my top 10 list. King of the Monster says, "Eric, did you see the, I was going to watch it before this stream, but then I knew when I watch it before this stream, I'm going to take a lot of notes, so I thought I'll do it after the stream." So yes, I have the movie. I'm going to watch it after the stream. Should I watch it on my computer monitor right here, or should I watch it on my projector? Let me know and I'll do that after this stream. So yeah. Anyway, who did do that £40 Streamlabs chat? Have we found out who it is? Did Sarah say, "I didn't do that"? The Time Shadows goes, I have my suspicions that it was you, Sarah. Someone put Krypto the Dog. Sarah, is it you? My guess is it's Sarah that did that. She says it's a mystery. Time Shadow goes, "It was me." Nah, not really. Supersonic Adventures, if you gotta go, thank you very much for dropping by, buddy. I appreciate it. Take care. I'll see you next stream. Robin said, "Sorry I'm late. I was at work. Have I missed anything?" Yeah, you've missed quite a lot of things. Because we're on the last story now. But don't worry, we have the Q&A, and the Q&A, they're always fun, they are. Sarah says it was Jake. I don't think it was Jake. Okay, Sarah, jig is up. I know it's you. The way you're trying to be nonchalant. I'm pretty sure it was you. Only you do that kind of big donation right there, Sarah. So I'm gonna say it's you. Say it's you. Harshly Critical says it's me. Well, if it was you, Harshly Critical, I'm sure you would have actually put your name there. Yeah, it's Sarah. I'm gonna say it's Sarah. Sarah's like, doesn't prove anything. No comment. Okay, that means it's you. Alright. Khan says, thoughts on Invincible Season 3 teaser. That was a good teaser. Hang on. That teaser was good. They acknowledged the stuff like the silly 4-month wait. And they said that it was really 3.5. But it felt like 4. But yeah, it was a funny, self-aware trailer. But still, they better not mess around. They said they're not gonna... They said in Season 3 that they're not going to have any mid-season break, but I'm not going to applaud that. It should have had a mid-season break in the first place. It was just 8 episodes of the season. So yeah, that was silly. Daniel, take care. It was great to see you, buddy. But yeah. Yeah, I did like X-Men Apocalypse, Raymond. Alright. Q&A time, everyone. And let's see if we can get this bar all the way further across. Now Sarah's looking for a lawyer. Sarah, it was you. I just realised how I've got like this hair sticking out at the top. Sarah's like, where's the proof? That's all the proof we need, Sarah. Bye, boys. I'm going to go, Eric. Bye. Take care, buddy. Thank you for joining the stream. My lawyer demands the proof. That's okay. Let's see. How would you rank the new Halloween trilogy? I've reviewed the new Halloween trilogy, I think. Did I review the 2018 Halloween? Because I do know I reviewed Halloween Ends. It was during the pandemic. And I reviewed... No, Halloween Kills. I reviewed that during the pandemic. Then I reviewed Halloween Ends. So, yeah. Big Bash says, you're causing my client distress. But yeah, I know that's Sarah. Only Sarah donates that much. What is going on with my nose? Big Bash, the car I own is a Citroen C1. It's nothing flashy, it's my first car. Harshly critical, Sarah's second lawyer. The Time Shadow says, I'm actually behind on The Penguin. I've only seen the first episode. I need to catch up. You do, buddy. It's an amazing show. I can't wait to see tomorrow's episode. Okay, now I have a lawyer. What's going on here? Time Shadow says, I'm Eric's lawyer. I'm Eric's lawyer. Chat courtroom, Joker courtroom, says Big Bash. Better Call Saul, Eric. Where's the judge at? And I will be the judge, says JWK. Do you think Krypto should or shouldn't talk in the Superman movie? That is a very good question, Spirit Hero. Do I think he should talk or not talk in the Superman movie? How about I first ask you guys? What do you guys think? Do you think he should talk or not talk in the Superman movie? I have my answer. I'm just waiting for you guys. Let's put this court case on hold for a second. But what do you guys think? Khan says, I don't think Krypto should talk. JWK says yes. Who else thinks Krypto should talk? Do you think he should talk or not talk? Do you like anime, says Rockstar. Separate question, we'll get back to that. But yes, I do. There you go, we'll just say that. Sarah says no, because what do dogs have to talk about? Jess says, don't let Krypto be like The Rock in Super Pets. Okay, so my answer is no. I think there is a lot to be said about a dog being a man's best friend, and it really is in the fact that the dog will listen and just be silent. I think they can have the dog be a bit more intelligent, so it knows what Clark is saying when Superman talks to him. So I would be fine with that, but I don't want him to talk because I feel like that's where it can get too goofy. I think there should be a humbleness and a very reserved nature to this Superman movie. That's what Superman is, the energy of a Superman movie. And if the dog talks, I think that energy, that reserved energy, is gone. Drake says, I'm late, but hi everyone. It's alright, Drake. It's great that you're here. Well, doing the Q&A session. GG says, the best pet I've ever seen in fiction is Appa from Avatar. Yeah, Appa, Momo... Hawkeye, that's where I got it from, was Hawkeye, what Sokka said. King of the Monsters 2021 says, it's great that Drake is here. It is. It's great when you were all here. Eric is like a teacher trying to get the attention of the students in the class that are playing around and talking amongst themselves. Yes! Order in my classroom! What was that thing that Miss Trunchbull had? That riding crop or whatever? I need to have one of those just for this live stream and smack it on my desk. I hit my knuckles on my desk. That actually hurt. Not Ruler, that riding crop that Miss Trunchbull had. Ruler is just... But Ruler would be more appropriate, I think. Drake says, hey Eric, have you seen shows like Real Monsters and The Angry Beavers? I don't think I have. Although Real Monsters sounds familiar. Angry Beavers sounds familiar as well, the more I think about it. So I must have come across them, but I've just not seen them. Big Bash says, my birthday is in 3 days, Eric. Oh, well, happy birthday. I'll say it early because I won't be able to say it to you on your birthday because the next stream is 7 days from now. So, yeah, happy birthday. Happy early birthday, Big Bash. Sarah's giving you another happy early birthday again. Elite says, X-Men Days of Future Past story was interesting. The characters are great. The action was good. And it was nerve-wracking to watch. I was on the edge of my seat during the climax. Yeah, also watch the Rogue cut. It's not as good as the original cut, but it's got some really cool little additional scenes in there. And the Sentinels are freaky even in those. Sourcefear says, we love you, Eric. Oh, I love you guys too. All of you. Jess says, have you seen a show called Mobile Suit Gundam? No, but Gundam does ring a bell. I think that's a name used a lot in anime, if I'm not mistaken. Jess says, they did Rogue dirty in the Fox movies. They kind of did. But she was brought back a little bit in Days of Future Past. Sarah says, my parrots keep screaming. The Sentinels in Days of Future Past can even make the Sentinels from the 90s animated series pale in comparison. They sure can. The way they use Mystique's DNA to, change their design to basically adapt to each and every single mutant ability was terrifying. Sarah says, Eric, this stream wasn't that long. Is there a reason for that? It's probably because the stories are not as much in depth. So that's probably the reason why. And because people wanted to go to the next story subject quicker. So probably that's why. So we're at the Q&A. But the Q&A to me is always one of my favourite parts of these streams. Because you guys get to ask questions. Right now you're playing Courtroom a lot. So probably that's why it feels like the pacing is slowed. But if people ask questions, I'll answer them. The G-Gamer says, any movies that are coming out November or December that you are excited for or at least interested in? That is a good question. What is coming out this month? I should take a look at my list. Sonic 3, I'm looking forward to. We're all looking forward to that one. And Joker was the one I was looking forward to the most, but look how that turned out. Yeah, I think it really is just Sonic at this point, so yeah. I've not seen the first one, so I can't say, although I do want to see the Wild Robot as well. And I haven't seen Transformers 1 yet, but I'm curious to see. There's also a very tacky movie called Werewolves that has Frank Grillo in it. I saw a trailer for that today on my phone. That actually looks pretty interesting. Looks like a low-budget movie that kind of reminds me of that other movie the Descent and the Hellboy director did. What do you call it? Dog Soldiers? It kind of reminds me of that. Sarah says, never watched the first Venom movies and it's a bit too goofy for me, so I'm not incredibly excited for Venom 3, says Sarah. Yeah, I was not a fan of the Venom movies either, personally, especially that second one. Second one had the potential to be better, but it didn't have an R rating, and on top of that, it also... It was just a lot of noise is what it was. Let's see, King of the Monsters 2021 says, Eric, I think I paid extra for Streamlabs. Did they go through? I haven't seen anything go through yet. Let's see. Do you mean just now? Let me log back in. It needs me to log in. Give me a second. No, it hasn't come through yet. King of the Monsters. Are you talking about right now? Did you pay extra, are you saying? Because I haven't seen it go through. Take a look at your account, see if it actually came out. Okay, he says he's figured out the issue. Okay. Big Bash says, Eric, have you seen the editor's cut of Spider-Man 3? I've seen scenes from it on YouTube, but I've not seen the whole thing, no. My brother has, though, my younger brother. And we were actually talking about it the other day, because we actually were looking at Spider-Man 3 on the new TV. And we were taking a look at it, and we were chatting about it, and he talked about how the edits were different in the editor's cut. Because we were watching the theatrical cut. Deadwolf says, what movie scared you the most as a kid? Two movies. I remember the first Resident Evil scared me, that I saw back in like 2002, 2003 when I was a kid. Because I was only like 7, 8, or 9. So yeah, that. And the reason why is because that's the first ever zombie movie I saw. So the idea of people eating other people and looking all creepy was the first time I ever saw that. And the music was scary in that movie, I remember thinking. So yeah, that scared me when I was a kid. And also, what was the other thing that scared me? Oh yeah, it was the Insidious. The old woman / man was freaky. I was like, why does this old woman look so freaky? It looks like her face is decayed. And why is she wearing a veil like she thinks she's beautiful or something? It was like just really like a mentally messed up image. Then I found out the reason why it looks so freaky is because it's not really an old woman, it's an old man dressed as an old woman with all that makeup. And then this put all the gear on. It looked scary there. It didn't look so scary in the second movie, but it did look scary in the first one, I remember. And King of the Monsters has donated £1 on Streamlabs. And he says, now that I fixed the issue, my question, only 2 trilogies in the MCU had all 3 of their films be nominated for Best VFX. Which trilogy had better VFX? And he wants me to show this image. King of the Monsters for ease, make sure you only do 1 image per Streamlabs thing. Because that way it's easier for me to get 1 image up quicker on the screen as opposed to 2. That's always been quite tricky. Alright then, let's take a look. Come on. Here we go. Okay. Let's bring that in. There we go. And I'll read your question again now that I've got the image up here. And again, you won't see me, guys, as I show you this. Alright, so his question was, only 2 trilogies in the MCU had all 3 of their films be nominated for Best VFX. Which trilogy had better VFX? So it's Guardians of the Galaxy movies and the Iron Man movies. The Iron Man movies had really good special effects in them, but I would say the better one was the Guardians of the Galaxy's films. They had a lot more. A lot more effects going on, and I think they actually pulled it off very well. The other effects they had to do, so I'd say that. So yeah, they had a lot. Like I said, they had a lot more effects going on, and they did a very good job with it. So yeah, that's what I would say, buddy. Which one would you say? Spirit Hero, I've not seen Midsummer, but that doesn't seem like a movie that I would like, really. So I did not. I've heard of it, not watched it. It just seems unpleasant. But I hear that's where Florence Pugh kind of became, you know, more well known as an actress from that movie. Big Bash says, Eric, what are your thoughts on the Ultimate Kevin arc from Ultimate Alien? I liked the Ultimate Kevin arc. I thought Ultimate Alien and Alien Force Season 3 was really dropped in quality compared to the first 2 seasons of Alien Force. But Kevin turning into that ultimate form, trying to drain other people of their powers, the show felt like it got more interesting there, which was good. It felt like the writing got better. So I preferred that one. Sarah says, I'm planning to finally watch Star Wars. Should I watch in story order or in release order? I'd say in story order. But here's the thing, Sarah. If you really want to go for like the full Star Wars experience, I don't know how to say this, Sarah, but just hear me out. Entirely up to you. But if you want to go for the full-on experience, I would say watch, let's see. Watch episode 4, then watch episode 1 and 2, and then watch the Clone Wars show. Then watch episode 5, and then when you finish watching that, go to episode 3, and then after that, watch episode 6. That would be a great experience, I think. It would be a big commitment, but if you do it in that order, you say you don't watch the bad movies? Trust me, the bad movies will even make more sense. If you watch it in that order, that to me is like the way I would recommend it. Like that's how, if I had kids of my own, which one day I hope to, and I was introducing Star Wars to them, that's how I would do it. It's very long, so it's a commitment, but that is the way I would recommend it. Because for those that have seen the Star Wars movies, you'll know, by watching 4, you're introduced to Luke, Han Solo, Leia, and Obi-Wan. And then, while you're introduced to everything, you then go back to episode 1 and 2, where you're introduced to Anakin and you see all of the others. And then you watch the Clone Wars, and you really love Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker and all these characters. Then you go to episode 5, where you go back with the original trilogy characters, Luke and all them. And then the 5th movie will surprise you, because you've had all that previous, sort of like investment. And then you go to episode, like I said, the final one. After the 5th one, you then go to episode 3, and you get that backstory, that tragic backstory. And then you go to episode 6, and you get the ending. That is the way I'd recommend it. It's a roller coaster, but man, will it feel like you get all the backstory. It's like when you watch TV shows and you get the tragic backstory, like the flashback episode. This is a lot to remember, Sarah, so I would actually write it down for you is what I would do. But for you, if you want me to give you the more simple one, just watch 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3. That's how I would recommend it. The way I did it was I watched 4, 5, and 6, then 1, 2, 3, and then the Clone Wars. So that's, Sarah, how I did it. How I'd recommend that you do it, because that's how I did it when I was growing up. But I watched the other Clone Wars, the 2D Clone Wars show before Episode 3, because they were releasing it on Cartoon Network before Episode 3, and then it tied directly into it. Jigsaw says, have you heard the news about Spider-Man 2 game is not going to be getting any DLC from Insomniac? I did hear about that, because usually they don't release the game. The game got a PC release announcement. It was released on PC, and people were like, wait a minute, PC, if it's coming out now, there's no DLC that's released, which is what they initially said they were going to do. So it's like, well, hold on. If there is no DLC being released, but they've done the PC version, they were given it a release date, then that means that there is no DLC, because given the PC release date means they're going to give you all the content from the game, but they're not giving you any more content. So as people were like, is that it? And turns out, yeah, that is it. So yeah, next year you'll get the Venom game, and that's going to be for PlayStation 5, but yeah, they're going to give you Spider-Man 2, and aside from gliding, that new gliding gameplay that they let you do in Spider-Man 2, I don't think there's really anything of worth in that Spider-Man 2 game ultimately, I think. Where is Sarah's message? She goes, I'm a prove that I did not donate today, and I am not Krypto the dog. Well, how are you going to prove that, Sarah? How? I'm curious, how? Governish, my favorite anime is Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's see, Sarah says, Eric, do you have a movie that you refused to watch as a kid? I refused to watch Home Alone because I felt really bad for the bad guys. Same with Mr. Bean. A movie that you refused to watch as a kid? No, as a kid, I wanted to watch all the movies. I was the opposite. The only movies that I was not allowed to see was because my parents told me I couldn't. But was there any movie I did not want to see as a kid? No, I wanted to see them all. So I can't say there is. The only movie I probably did not want to watch as a kid was maybe stuff like the SpongeBob movie, because I didn't care. Maybe a couple Disney movies, because I didn't care. But, no, I was up for anything, I was. GQ Ricka94 says, big fan of you, Eric. Been watching you for years. Keep it up, man. Oh, thanks, buddy. What was the first video you watched of me that, do you remember what your first video was? That you watched of mine? Sarah says, by proving you wrong. How, though? Khan says, Eric, I think I'm going to retire from pinning comments because I have way too much competition, honestly, nowadays. It's okay, buddy. You go ahead, because I like the way you describe it. The way you describe it, I'm like, that is better than how I would have described it. And it's exactly what I want. That's why I've always pinned yours a lot of the times. So please do, buddy, keep continuing. I would, I really appreciate that. And you've been the most consistent, like, for a long time now. So you're my #1 guy when it comes to time codes. I appreciate it from everyone, so I always heart it from everyone. But yours are the ones I always like the most. Maybe I was not supposed to say that, but I'm just gonna, because you've been doing it for so long now. Others came in after you, but you were the first one. You were the OG. The Time Shadow, you are right. You've also gotten in on the timestamp game. I think I pinned yours once because Khan actually couldn't do one because I think he couldn't come on that stream or something. So yeah, let's see. We got another donation from King of the Monsters. I'll look at that in a second. GQ Rickon said, best and worst of 2017 movies. Oh, that's where you found my channel. Oh, cool. I didn't know people would actually find my channel through those. Okay, that's cool. I appreciate that you actually managed to find my channel through those and are still watching. Just to let you guys know, after this live stream is over, I'm going to publish my Beetlejuice versus video. So you'll have that to enjoy and watch. The Time Shadow says, did you? I only did it last week and I don't think it got pinned. Did it not? Because I know Rohan. I think Rohan is also writing some of the time codes. Maybe I pinned his. Oh man, I'm losing track now. Oh, Sarah's already watched it. Yeah, she's a patron, so she's got early access to Beetlejuice, and she saw it several days ago. Yeah, Sarah, you have. Yeah, you already have seen it. Feel free to leave a comment on it when I do publish it, though. I always love to see you guys' comments, and the comments always do... I don't know, YouTube likes it when people engage on your videos, so they'll recommend it more. But yeah, Sarah, you are right. You have seen it already. I think that's your first early access video that you've seen, isn't it? Alright then, so... got another image here from my buddy. What the hell? I just looked away for a second and all of a sudden we've got another tip that someone's done. Who's Mayra? Sarah, I swear, if this is you again, just putting down another name. Let's see. She's tipped £10. And I'll answer her question in a second because I gotta first do King of the Monsters question. Let's see. No, it's not me this time, says Sarah. Sarah's like, I mean it never was me. But this one is definitely not me. Alright, who did it? Who is this Mayra right here? Show yourself or reveal yourself. Jess says, Eric, I did a Streamlabs chat. Jess, was that you? I mean, you have done $10 before. That could actually have been you. Let me see. Let me have a look. Let me look into this name thing right here. I don't know Mayra was you, though, bud. Because your name does come up as Jess. Oh, it is you. Because it says Mayra there as well. Yeah, that is you, Jess. Oh, thank you, Jess. And by the way, you guys are getting closer again. Look at the bar. We're more than a quarter way through. So we're getting closer to this bar being full. Oh, that's your mom's name, Jess. Oh, okay, that's nice. Let me bring the first one here. Look at that. Sarah was telling the truth. I like how she goes, it was not me this time, so it was you the first time. Alright, again, you're not going to see me here. But let's see. What's the question here? The time shadow, that bar can get full very quickly. You never know. Sometimes it could just happen just like that. Now, let's see here. What are these images? Okay, so we've got Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman. Oh, we got 2 images of each. Alright, I see. Okay, so King of the Monsters says, alright, rank them in terms of special effects. Okay, I would say Batman vs. Superman, Man of Steel, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. The effects in the first 2, there's just something about them where they look like more comic books, like beautiful from a comic book perspective. Do you see that first image where all the Justice League are here above the Batmobile? That looks good, but it was just, you could tell it looked fake. That was the problem. The other ones, they look, you know they're not 100% real, but they still look great. It didn't look as great in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I still love the effects in that. Oh, JQ Rickon says, Now You See Me 3 is coming out next year. Oh, yeah, cool. I did like the first one. The second one was okay, but it was still fun. And then the third one, well, cool. I'd be interested to see that. Alright, so, Mayra said, well, not Mayra, Jess says, Eric, it's best if you give up on Star Wars because it sucks nowadays. I'm going to watch Venom 3 in theaters next weekend, and Tony Todd and Tom Hardy are way better than Topher Disgrace, Fox, and Bryan Singer. And Bryan Singer, wasted X-Men characters. I hope the MCU X-Men improve. I don't think the MCU will improve anything right now. They're in the doghouse, essentially, for all of us. So we won't trust them until they show us they can consistently make good quality again. So I wouldn't trust them with anything. Topher Disgrace, as you say, that's only because Sony forced Sam Raimi to put him in the movie, to basically make a Venom in the movie, and Sam Raimi said himself, I never quite understood Venom, which is why he never wanted to do Venom, but Sony forced him to, so, you know, Sony to this day are still forcing people to do shit, so I wouldn't trust the movie because of Sony at all, and I don't like what they've done with Tom Hardy's Venom, personally. I've never been a fan. You can go ahead and enjoy Venom 3, though, Jess, by all means, but I will my hope for Star Wars is that Kathleen Kennedy gets kicked out, And then Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau will have Star Wars to themselves, and they can continue to make it, you know, and hopefully, like, hopefully fix the problems that Kathleen Kennedy did. That's what I hope. So yeah, thank you very much for the donations there, guys. Like I said, we've gotten closer with that bar right there. Khan says, Eric, what are your thoughts on Christopher Reeve's Superman movies? Honestly, I've not seen them very much. The second one used to come on TV a lot. I used to really enjoy that. The first one, though, I've only seen it once, and I think I even missed some of the beginning when it came on TV. We need to watch it again at some point. I really have to. Like, I really do. I want to see it again. But it's a long movie as well. But yeah, I do want to see that again. So I can't really give you my thoughts on that one, really. Jess says, next time I'll put my name on it on Streamlabs. Yeah, that would be helpful. A lot of people were going anonymous, I was thinking. Speaking of which, who did the anonymous donation? JQ Rickon says, since we are in Halloween season, top 3 favorite horror films of all time. Oh, that's a good question. Scream, The Conjuring 1, and I'll say The Conjuring 2. I haven't got really too many favorite horror movies. I really do love the first Scream, and I love the 2 Conjuring movies, so I'd say probably those 3. Which I like. Oh, you did that donation, Elite. How come you did it anonymous then? You know I love to thank you whenever you guys do donations. Oh, Big Bash says, remember the horror episode of Ed, Ed and Eddie, Eric? I do. There's 2 episodes. There was one episode... what was it? There was one episode of Ed and Eddie that was... like, where all the lights turned off and it was a scary episode. But then there was another episode. What was the other episode? The other episode was the Halloween episode. Yeah, it wasn't scary, but it was a Halloween one. That was hilarious. Those were so funny, those were. Okay, give me a second. Let me just sort this out right here. Alright, so, where are those? Okay, the Time Shadow has done a £10 Streamlabs chat. You guys really are slowly but surely getting that bar to the center. Once it's in the center, we're halfway there. Okay, let's see. The Time Shadow says, if you were an animal, Eric, what animal would you be? Ooh, I've never thought about that before. Ooh, what would I be? Let's see. What would I be? Probably a lion. Because they are quite high up, aren't they, on the food chain? So I'd say a lion. So yeah, lion. And thank you for the £10 super chat, Streamlabs chat, Time Shadow. And then we have King of the Monster, who's also tipped £1, it says. Who's asked, how are you watching Final Wars? By this, what I mean is, through which service are you watching it? If you can answer this question, I can answer on whether you should watch on your computer or projector. I would say projector for now, though. On Amazon Prime. Damn it, man. What's going... It's hard to breathe out because it's like it blocks you when you're talking. I don't know where this nose block came from. Amazon Prime is where I'm watching it, where you rent it for like £3 something. Basically, that's what I'm doing. So yeah. King of the Monsters, does it have a Japanese version? I actually don't know. I've not checked it. So I'll have to have a look. Let me see. Can I see? I don't want any sound coming through in the microphone. I don't want any potential, like, them to hear anything on this and then say, what are you streaming? Our movie on your stream? What, do you want me to watch the Japanese one, buddy? And he goes, well, yeah, the original Japanese will always be better than the English dubs. When it comes to anime, I actually disagree. Man, this movie looks crazy. Yeah, it's Japanese. Oh, JWK, you could hear it. Oh. Was it loud or was it not loud? Wasn't too loud. That's good. I didn't want it to be loud for obvious reasons. But yeah, it has Japanese. Does it have some English in it as well, the movie? Because I think I did hear a guy speak a little bit of English. Did it have a bit of English in it, buddy? King of the Monster says, yes, there is one white dude amongst a cast of Japanese leads. Okay, then, that's good then, because I heard a bit of that. I was like, uh-oh, what's going on here? King of the Monster says, get ready to lose your mind. In a good way or a bad way? Because some of the stuff I saw when I was scrolling through looks over the top. Like, is this even a Godzilla movie? That's what it looked like at some places. So yeah, I'll probably have some tea or something and then watch the movie with my headphones, because it is late. We're approaching 12 o'clock at night right now. So yeah, but wow, everyone, you've done a very good job. We're almost halfway through on this. King of the Monster says, I'll let you be the judge of that. Yeah, I sure will, and then I'll do the review. King of the Monster says, either people love its style or people hate it. Okay. The Time Shadow has donated £1. What has he said? Okay, that's interesting. The Time Shadow says, that $10 donation about the animal question wasn't actually me. Someone's impersonating me. Oh, really? Alright then, well, thanks for letting me know. Unless you're trying to trick me as well? What is going on here? You guys have gotten a little funny this stream, haven't you? Are you just going to be starting donating? Are you just going to start donating in Streamlabs, posing as other viewers? Harshly critical. What the hell is going on? Who's the Secretary of the Treasury? I don't even know if I should, if that can even be called political. That is just weird. The Time Shadow says that's not a bad idea. That wasn't meant to be for you to go ahead and do it. I'm just saying. Time Shadow says, ooh, I'm gonna impose a Sean Connery. You guys. I will actually be surprised if that actually happens. Whoever volunteers for vice president gets it. I don't know what you're humming there. Matthew says, hey, what's your thoughts on Terminator Genesis? As a dumb, fun action movie, I had fun with it. It didn't spit on the original movies like Terminator Dark Fate did, but it still did kind of like get in the way of what they were doing. Disney ruined Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. That movie was ruined because it had horrible, horrible, horrible management. Like 2 weeks into writing, they said to the scriptwriter, they only gave him 2 weeks to write it, and then they said, all right, let's start shooting. Ridiculous. You need as much time as possible to write a good script before you put it into production. Okay, I'm going to end the stream in 15 minutes, so any questions you have, any Streamlabs chats, or super chats, whatever it is you want to do, any of those, get those all in right now, or in the next 15 minutes, because then I'm going to sign out. Get some rest. Well, not get some rest. I'm gonna make a green tea, chill a little, then watch Godzilla Final Wars. My work night ain't over yet. Big Bash says Awkwafina should play Wonder Woman in the DCU. I know you're just trying to mess with me, so I'm not even going to give you that satisfaction. King of the Monster says, Eric, do you drink alcohol? No, I don't. Logman, what is the best part of the Death Note anime and the worst part of the Netflix movie? Jess has tipped £5. That's very nice of you, Jess. Jess says, where is it? Jess says, I love Elm Street. Jess, you really want that Elm Street review. Also, read my comment on David, whatever his name was. You could have actually posted your comment right here, just pasted it. I would have read that for you. It would have been easier than scrolling through that list. Give me a second, though. Sean Connery the second has also tipped. I think we have a little hint as to who this might be. Give me a second. Let me write this down. This says here, the name's second. Sean Connery the second. Definitely not the Time Shadow. You don't say. Alright. King of the Monster says, okay, because people usually drink alcohol when watching Final Wars. Yeah, not me. I'll probably, you know, if you want to play those drinking games, I'll do it with a non-alcoholic drink, but that's it. Sarah goes, another imposter. Yeah, another imposter. Time Shadow goes, you were right, Eric. We really should use Streamlabs more often. Well, yeah, you can't do anything like that on Super Chats, can you? You guys, seriously, it's like there's no end to your guys' madness. You guys really like to play around with me in that way. That's like, just when I think there's no other ways you guys can go goofy on me, you find a way. Blimey. I don't know whether to laugh or cry right now. Time Shadow says, who could this mysterious Sean Connery II be? I don't know. It's a mystery. I mean, it's not like he left his name at the end of that message. Time Shadow goes, I didn't know we had a famous actor in the chat with us. Isn't Sean Connery a little dead right now, isn't he? Yeah, he died in 2020. Khan says, obviously, guys, everyone should know that I'm Sean Connery. Yeah, he's dead. I just found it. Where's your David comment then, Jess? It's hard to find this stuff, you know, it's... But you guys, you really have. I think you have gotten pretty much halfway through, so there's just halfway left. If in the next 10 minutes you can actually pull that off, that would actually be a miracle. That would be a surprise. Something that we will forever remember about this stream. If in the next 10 minutes it manages to get to that point. And you'll get a review for it as well. Let's see. Colin says Eric won't be able to review Elm Street. Oh, you never know. I never give in, even at points like this. You never know what can happen. Raymond says, hey Eric, I gotta go. I'm looking forward to you publishing your Beetlejuice Versus video. Yeah, don't worry, that will be uploaded soon. Eric, I think we need to lower the price because we don't seem to be able to do it. I'll consider that if it happens again. But right now, like I said, I'm testing this. This is something new. But we'll see what happens. Okay. Come on now. Are you guys seeing this? Look at this. Look at that. So yeah, Eric Carter has tipped £5. You guys. Hey guys, this Eric is actually an imposter. I'm the real Eric. Look at everyone in the chat is just going crazy now. Time Shadow, you're taking... I didn't think you would take it to that level so quick. I don't encourage others at this point. I think others are going to start thinking of jumping in, impersonating each other. The Time Shadow goes, oh damn it, that's brilliant. Impersonating as the captain himself. Why didn't I think of that? I'm starting to think maybe you did think of that. It's Carter Eric. That's what the fake is called. Uh-oh. What is happening now? Guys, like I said, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I'm afraid of everyone else starting to jump in onto this little trend right here. JD Vance, based on your Instagram, you seem to be very attentive towards American politics. Want to briefly comment on the election, assassination attempts on former President Donald J. Trump, etc., etc., etc.? I don't think even I commented on that. Big Bash goes beyond the Eric verse. Beyond the Eric verse. Oh man, this is crazy. You guys have somehow turned this crazy. Like I said, I don't know whether to laugh or cry at this. This is insane. It is time though, says Sarah. It's time for what? It's Morbin time. Eric Carter, No Way Home. Eric Carter, Existential Crisis, more like. It's carting time. It's Morbin time, says Jess. Sarah, what do you mean when you said, is it time, though? $80, you guys have done a very good job. Oh my god. This is £1.50. Donald J. Trump has tipped £1.50. Make Eric great again. What the heck is happening here? Derek Carter, says JQ Rickon. Guys, are you seeing all this stuff here? King William Shakespeare has tipped £1. William Shakespeare just tips £1. What a cheap ass. Guys, you do know if you're going to be starting to make jokes about these guys, that if you're going to impersonate William Shakespeare, I think he has more on him than just £1. Do you guys see all that? That right there, anyone would tell. Even if no one was in on this little joke that we're doing, people would say, hey, wait a minute. Also, he's dead as well, but... I am King William... Oh my god, man. I am King William Shakespeare III of England, says King William Shakespeare. Oh my god, William Shakespeare came onto this stream. I must call all my family and tell them to look. King William Shakespeare donated £1. I think they would go like... and then just walk away. Let's see. Sarah... Yeah, I didn't think she would join in on this as well. Let's see here. I gotta find space here. Let's see. £5 from Sarah. She goes, guys, it's me, the Queen. Bow before me. There we go, Sarah. Bowing before you. Oh, shit. Sarah says, that's not me. I forgot. You guys are taking this to so many levels right there. Unless it is her. And she's saying it's not like she did earlier. Oh my god, you guys are starting to turn this into some kind of like mind F right here. Forget these Spider-Verse movies in the multiverse. You guys all feel like I've made your own little multiverse right here. Suddenly, can you imagine if that is not Sarah? She would actually have been like, wait a minute, what the hell? Sarah, have you ever proclaimed yourself to be, it's me, the Queen, now bow before me? Have you ever? Classic Brickman says, the world is not what it seems. It sure isn't on this particular stream. You guys are too much sometimes. Sarah goes, no, I'm not that egotistical. I thought so, Sarah. Always very humble when you're coming into the chats, and people are even people are singing your praises. You're never going you're never soaking it in like a diva. Unlike this impersonator. Eric, Big Bash goes, Eric Carter, let there be Eric. Sarah, now you're messing with me. She goes, when she says, no, I'm not that egotistical, or am I? And she's like, joke, joke. I don't even know if you are joking no more. I don't know what to believe. Time Shadow goes, this is chaos, I love it. I don't even know what to call this. This has never happened on any of these streams. We were almost near 50 live streams, and this has never happened before. This is insane. Holy moly, I just looked at the blood bar that we've got going here. That bar has gone beyond the middle now. Eric Carter, the Batman, says Rohan. JWK says, wait, am I next to be impersonated? I don't know. It depends on whoever's doing the impersonating. Big Bash goes, Rise of Eric. Then he goes, War for the planet of Eric. Rohan goes, Kingdom of Eric. Don't let the donation go up. We can't let Captain Eric review A Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, Khan's like, no. Like the Darth Vader, no. Don't let the donation go up. We can't let Captain Eric review A Nightmare on Elm Street. Elite says Jake did a donation on Streamlabs. No, he didn't. If he did, I think we'd see his name. Sarah says, okay, I've spent way too much money on this joke. The jig is up. I surrender. Sarah, I don't even know if it's you anymore. Usually I do, but now I have no clue. If it is you or someone else impersonated you right there. Even Classic Brickman says, I'm not who I seem. I don't even know who to believe anymore. She goes, it was me. I swear, if Sarah says, or is it, I don't know what to say. Are you guys reading that? That is like two things that should never be brought together. Morbius web. Are you kidding me? Sarah. She goes, or is it? Seriously, I feel like I'm in some kind of weird alternate dimension right now. I don't even know you guys no more. Even the trusted ones like Sarah. I don't even know to trust her no more. Jess is consistent though. Jess still says, read my comments, Eric. Eric, I'll look at that in a second. Let me answer this. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. Morbius Web. Who's done a £1 super chat. So, she says, whoever this is, greetings, I'm the hybrid of Morbius and Madam Web. Also, maker of the Venom films, the Cars films, and Stranger Things 4. Anyhow, it's Eric time. It's funny how you just mentioned all three of the things I don't like. Maker of the Venom films, the Cars films, and Stranger Things 4. It's like you've picked the worst of the worst there on purpose. People talk about George Washington. I don't see no George Washington here. Oh, there. Yes, that's gotta be Jess. In the chat. Eric Formers is better than Rise of the Planet of the Erics. Time Shadow goes, whoever could this Morbius Web be? I think we found out who it is. Time Shadow. Sarah says, what's going on with the Discord? What do you mean? King of the Monsters says Eric is suffering from a fever dream. I sure am. I think that's the best word for it. George Washington says, Eric Carter, I resurrected to watch the stream. Someone said they made a Discord. They said they'd link it. Someone said a while ago they made a Discord, and I have been paying attention to it here and there. But yeah, look it up. It should be there. I looked it up and I found it. Favorite Mario character? Mario. King of the Monster says, you lose your mind here. You're going to lose your mind when you watch the damn movie. That is true. That movie looked insane. I'm almost afraid to click into it. I feel like my whole room is going to explode or something. Time Shadow says, well, this just turned into the greatest stream ever. I don't even know if I can actually say yes to that. I feel like even my hair has kind of like just gone a bit wacky right there. You guys are too much sometimes what you are doing. But what, we don't have no other memes dropping into the stream? Other big celebrities or historical dead people are not going to drop into the stream? Yeah, Sarah, it's hard to link it. I don't think you can link in the chat for some reason. So yeah, maybe that's why. But if you look into Eric Carter subreddit, you should be able to find the subreddit. That's what I did. I Google searched it, I found it. Blimey, I just realised we're near that 100 point with Elm Street. Eric man, into the Eric verse, says Khan. Drake Holly says, last but not least, Eric Carter Infinity War. Just don't get to Eric Carter Endgame. That just sounds dark right there. Not until I'm at least 70. Kang the Conqueror is here in the stream. Big Bash, you had to do it, did you? Donald Trump says, hello, my Americans. And Eric. Yeah, that's because I'm a Brit. I'm not an American. Even though people think I am because of my accent. Jess, I know it's you. It's always Jess, isn't it? Time Shadow says, I'm a Brit as well. Uh-huh, I know. The Time Sarah. Oh my... Sarah, I don't know if this is you, or if you're just as surprised as I am. Let's write this down. Oh. It's a £5 Streamlabs chat. Says, am I Sarah? Am I Time Shadow? You'll never find out. Okay, I'm actually Jess. Lol, just kidding, I'm George Washington. You know what? I was thinking he was Time Shadow first, but then when you said I'm Jess, lol, I'm just George Washington, I was like, okay, now the fuck I know now. Like, now I don't know. Blimey, man. Sarah's laughing, she's like, that's epic. Is it Jess, says the Time Shadow? Well, seeing as Jess did not comment, but you did, I'm gonna assume it's you, Time Shadow. Donald Trump said, ooh, you said the F word out loud. I know. I thought it warranted it because of the cuckoo la la land we're in right now. Oh boy, you guys. Look how close you've taken that bar. Man, I did not Time Shadow says, I love these streams. Sarah's like, well, the comment did say it was George Washington. Yeah, so it has to be that one, doesn't it? Well done, by the way, on that bar. You've taken it quite far. Sarah said, I think that's evidence enough. Sarah, I don't even know what you donated this stream. I don't even know if I can thank you or not. I mean, I can thank you for watching, but for the donations, I'm always used to thanking you. This time, I don't even know. Sarah, which ones did you donate? Did you do the £40 earlier? Was that you? Tell me now, be honest, because we're coming towards the end of the stream. Oh, come on. Big Bash says, my pronouns are Eric Carter, Eric Carter's self. Sarah says, yes, that was her. Okay, that's good. You didn't admit it then, but you did now, so that's good. She goes, it was me. Okay then, see, I knew it was you. I had to go through that whole courtroom session only for you just to tell the answer. Your lawyer must be pissed off. Your lawyer is like, damn it, I quit. Sarah says, I'm the dog. Oh, you were the dog as well. Oh, you were Krypto the dog. Yeah, that was the £40 one, wasn't it? Yeah. I've always been the dog. Eric will lose his sanity after watching the stream. I think I will. I might need a break after this. Donald Trump says, I had a cameo in Home Alone 2. Did you know, Eric? I asked Kevin McAllister for advice. No, you didn't ask him for advice. You gave him directions in your own hotel, and you told him to take the entrance to the left, but Kevin came and took the entrance to the right. So you didn't even know the direction in your own hotel. Which doesn't surprise me the more I think about it. Time Shadow says, I can't wait to see who gets in on the impersonation game. Well, Sarah has come clean. Sarah, did you do other donations after that, or was that the one that you did? Your twin is behind you, Eric. This could be like a scene out of Smile 2. Donald Trump says, I'm the famous person in all of America. Well, you're probably not the most famous person. You're probably the most famous clown, though, but famous person? No. Big Bash goes, why so serious? JWK says, question, when Toy Story 5 comes out, will you do Toy Story 5 versus Toy Story 4? That is a good question. I'll have to watch it and think about it. But I might. We'll have to see. Time Shadow says, how far did we go with the donation bar last week? The donation bar came out last week about 100. So just over. So that was good. Gregory, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you again. He says, hey, I decided to join quickly. I wanted to point something out. You did message me before privately on Patreon about that. Yeah. You have no idea. Your video and the Beetlejuice... I finished Beetlejuice, Joker, and your video are the ones that I'm doing right now. The Puss in Boots versus and the Joker versus Santa Claus versus Krampus. Oh, now Lincoln is in the chat. Abraham Lincoln doesn't even know about a Donald Trump, and you're saying, Donald, don't disrespect me. No way, Trump. You ain't being my father-in-law. Tom Holland has tipped £1. Tom Holland says, yeah, Gregory, Beetlejuice is done. It's not public, so yeah, it will be public after this stream. But yeah, once that's done, yeah, I've got Joker 1 versus 2, and I've got your Puss in Boots video, which I've written out. I've locked the script for the story, and then I'm locking the script for the other segments individually, and then I'm going to read them out. That's next on the agenda. Let's see. Tom Holland has tipped £1. Yeah, sure, Tom Holland watches this, and sure, he would only tip £1. He goes, why do you hate me, Eric? All my movies are epic, man. Also, I think I'm going to audition for the Joker. Thoughts? Stay away from the Joker. Stay away from DC. Just do your Spider-Man stuff. You got Spider-Man 4 on the way, don't you? Make Spider-Man 4. Just stay out of the way of the other ones here. Matthew says, I hate Tom Spider-Man. I've not been a fan either. Drake Colley says, I look forward to your Beetlejuice versus video. The juice is loose. Gregory says, do you respect people with different opinions from you? Of course. That's the whole thing when it comes to being on this channel. I says that I do respect other people's opinions. Does it mean you agree with them? No, but you respect the person. Like, you know, don't insult the person, basically. You can vehemently disagree with someone's opinions, but still be respectful to the person. The Time Shadow says, let's just imagine for a moment that you can only come across Eric's channel the other day. You come onto this stream for the first live stream on this channel. You arrive late and just see this chaos. Exactly. I don't even know if this is Big Bash here now. Let's see. Big Bash has tipped £1, it says. And he says, Eric, I think it's time to dethrone you. It's my time to shine as the captain. All hail Captain Big Bash. I don't think that's Big Bash. Big Bash is not that, as Sarah put it, egotistical. Or is he, as Sarah also put it? Oh yeah, sure. Robert Downey Jr. is in the chat. Big Bash goes, that's right. It's me saying that. Gregory goes, that's what happened to me. I just joined, and why is Trump on here? Well, that's Jess. Jess has been changing his name, and he changed it to Abraham Lincoln. He changed it to Tom Holland. I think he also changed it to Robert Downey Jr. He just keeps changing it to all these different names just for, like, you know, the joke. And he keeps changing them. Sarah says, I have trust issues. You and me both, sister. We all have trust issues right now. Especially, who could have thought someone could take basically the tip jar right here and could turn it into something sinister, where people are impersonating other people? Gregory goes, no, it's separate users. Oh, are more than one person doing it now? Oh my god, this is insane. We got Trump, George Washington, Robert Downey Jr., now James Gunn as well. Oh my god. Got all these celebrities here, and they're all... It feels weird to see all these celebrity faces and their names on the chat. It really is weird. Big Bash says, I am Eric Carter's clone, and I'm here to dethrone his empire and take over. Take over what? The donut stand? Donald Trump says, no, I'm Time Shadow. I don't think all of you guys would be into changing your name handles like that. And your thumbnail pictures as well, your profile pictures. Well, Dead Wolf was not bothered to do that. He goes, and I'm Will Ferrell, and he's not changed anything. Trevor Bistro goes, oh hey, George Washington, was it true that you cut down a cherry tree? He could go, maybe. For Halloween, let's change our names, guys. It'd be cool to do a Halloween video on my Patreon, actually. What was the most disappointing movie of the year? Sarah, I know you're Sarah. Let's hope you're not that someone else impersonating you. What was your most disappointing movie of the year? Joker 2. I didn't hate it as much as other people did, I'll say that right now, but it's definitely the most disappointing movie of the year. Time Shadow goes, ooh, a Halloween live stream. And Sarah is going on again saying, or am I? Like, she's trying to give me less and less reasons to trust her. And she's like been the most trustworthy. Oh my god, you all are less trustworthy. What? It says here, for a £1 tip, it's Classic Brickmaner's tip saying, it's been me all this time. Or is it? I think you mean, or has it? Or was it? Oh god, now Robert De Niro has joined. You guys... Classic Brickman. I don't even know if that really is Classic Brickman. Is he even in the chat? Because if he's not, yes he is. He goes, that was me. If you dare say, or was it? Oh, now William Shakespeare has come back. Grim, grinning ghosts come out and socialize. It does seem like that, doesn't it? Got so many dead people in my chat. Say it, say it, say it. Sarah's like, this is so... Classic Brickman, I did think you would actually say, or was it, but you just did. Oh, man, you guys. Oh. Whoever came up with Morbius Web on the Streamlabs chat. Like, seriously, you actually put Morbius Web on my screen by donating on Streamlabs. You actually had Morbius Web pop up on my screen in big letters. Sarah says that was Time Shadow. I don't even know who to believe no more. Is that even you telling me that, Sarah? Now James Gunn's asking if I'm excited for his Superman movie. I'm curious. Don't F it up with your jokes and everything. Sarah says I'd never do that to you. Yeah, I bet you it's going to happen where she goes, or would I? Where that comes through now. You guys have all been doing that kind of dialogue so far with me. In all honesty, Morbius Web was me, says the Time Shadow. Well, that's a good one. That did make me laugh, but at the same time, I was like, I never expected that to pop up on my live stream screen. I appreciate that, though, Sarah, when you said you would never do that. Look at the Time Shadow, what he wrote when he goes, or was it? He goes, in all honesty, Morbius Web was me. Or was it? You guys are too much sometimes. You really are. Oh, Trevor Bistro goes, my most disappointing movie of the year, Despicable Me 4. Oh, Supersonic Adventures is back. Good to see you back, buddy. Morbius, Venom, Let There Be Web. Alright, you know what? 3 more minutes, then we'll end the stream. So, yeah, if somehow sporadically that Nightmare on Elm Street bar goes all the way to the end, great, in the next 3 minutes. If not, we'll try something else next week. It might be Coraline, I don't know, we'll see. I haven't thought about next week's goal yet. But you've done a good job filling this bar with blood right here. This bar. 3/4 of the way through. Well, almost. But, yeah. Done a very good job, you guys. It's me, the almighty William Shakespeare, has joined the chat. Sarah, are you still there? Comment if you are. Okay, that's good. It means I can say goodbye to you before I go in a few minutes. Alright, Sarah has, I think that's Sarah. Sarah always donates bigger numbers. I don't know, let me see. So I don't want to fall for it again. She goes, okay, it's actually been me this entire time. Or has it? There you go. There you go. And now in the chat she's saying, or am I? Okay, no, seriously, it was me. Or was it? She's done it again twice in that one message. She goes, okay, it's actually been me this entire time. Or has it? Okay, no, seriously, it was me. Or was it? Okay, joke, it's actually been Jess the entire time. At this rate, I don't even know who I am. Yeah, see, Sarah, when she donates, I could just tell she donates like $6 or $5, $6. Some others do $1, and that is what made it seem like that to me. That was the kind of the giveaway. Now a bunch of people are posing as Sarah. Well, one actually, William Shakespeare. Okay, now Sarah's saying William Shakespeare is me. Okay. Maybe I should do the rest of the stream looking like whatever this is. Big Bash says Eric's favourite actress is Amber Heard. Favourite actress, I want to turn the TV off when she pops. If favourite actress means I want to turn the TV off and throw up when she pops up, then yeah, sure. Sarah says, I could also be donating once to confuse you. Okay, that's... Now you're taking me through like an extra layer of confusion here. First it was the names, now it was the donating amounts. Drake Holly says, Super Eric, the true man of... It's up. Super Eric, the true man of steel. Joker should be the Thanos of the Batman universe, Matt Reeves. Jess is Venom. Sorry, Eric, I can't let the stream end. Sorry, the Time Shadow, but you know that I've always said that it's only whenever donations come in that stops the stream, but the stream is going to end in about... Where are we? Oh, looks like it's about to end right about now. Or 1 minute from now. Sarah says, Time Shadow, are you the one donating all these? Well, looks like 30 seconds Eric is going to be signing off. And I don't think Time Shadow is going to be able to keep it going. I'm a betting man. JWK says, I love this chat. I do too, but it's a lot of work at times, loving you guys. King of the Monsters, by the way, are you actually watching Final Wars after this? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to have some tea or something, listen to some music maybe, then I'm going to watch it with my headphones because it's late. Who's donated that? You son of a... Kathleen Kennedy has tipped me £1. I don't think she... You okay? You know what? I know this isn't true because Kathleen Kennedy is the only rich person that probably would, if she actually popped onto my stream, would actually just donate £1. Or she would donate nothing. Let's see, what does Kathleen Kennedy have to say? She says... Where is it? There. Eric, I demand you put a chick in this live stream and make it lame and gay at once. Oh, that's a good one, that is. I'm actually going to laugh at that one. That's actually a very good one. Sarah says, I'm crying. Dead Wolf says, the funniest chat ever yet. That's a good one, that is. That is genuinely a good one. Eric, I demand you put a chick in this live stream and make it lame and gay at once. Jess says, Eric, give me the Elm Street review. You gotta reach that goal, buddy. Like, if that happens, then yes, but... I'm sorry, buddy, because I've got a lot of videos to do. The exciting thing about this is that if that does go the end, then it feels like you've unlocked something. So... It's a team-like effort. I've had that happen on channels I've gone to as well, where they do stuff like this, and it is a rewarding feeling when it happens. So yes, that is something that has to be a commitment type thing. Once it gets to the end, then yes. Jess says, then set your bar to $100. Why $150? Well, I'll take that into consideration for the future ones. But yeah, the thing is, you got to start somewhere, and you can't just give up on an idea just like that. So I'll consider dropping it down in the future. Sarah says, this is so much fun. I will say, aside from all the craziness, there is some fun to be had within all that craziness. Except for President Biden here, who says, your streams make me fall asleep. That is not an insult to you in particular. Everything makes me fall asleep. He wakes up for genocide, though, doesn't he? So, yeah. The live stream sitcom. I like how everyone laughed at that one. Like, we all found that last one funny. Eric, where Kathleen Kennedy says, Eric, I demand you put a chick in this live stream and make it lame and gay at once. Hey, Eric, I'm your nightmare. Okay, go on. One more. Has anyone got one more of these before I go? I'll wait for one more. Has anyone got one more name that they can just pop into this... Streamlabs chat on the screen? Trevor Bistro goes, what's your favorite type of music? My favorite type of music is movie soundtracks. I really do love movie soundtracks. I even said before this stream I was listening to Mask of the Phantasm, I said, like the soundtrack on my headphones as I was setting the stream up, literally before I even started streaming. So yeah. So yeah, just one more Streamlabs of a name that pops up on the screen. I want to be surprised. I like when they just pop up and you just see those names out of nowhere. Oh boy. You just had to do that one, didn't you? I said... well... I gotta say, I didn't expect a dictatorial person to end up being on my chat, but... I guess it did. And that person is such a tight ass, they wouldn't want to do that. They'll just say, let's take that £1 and let's just donate it. Let's take that £1 and use it to help continue our genocide. That's what they will try to do. And now we got another one. Who popped up on the screen now? Oh, Sarah. Big Bash, I'm tired of you giving cheek me. I'm tired of you giving cheek me, and you are having a brawl to the death right this instant. Giving cheek me? Sarah, what do you mean? She goes, that's not me. Okay, there you go. I'm off. I don't know who to trust anymore. I don't know what's real. I keep thinking it is real, then it turns out it's not. This is insane. Okay. Okay, who's doing it now? Yahya Sinwar. Is that supposed to be a celebrity or something that I'm not getting? Man, all these celebrities pop up onto my Streamlabs chat and they all do £1. Are these some tight-ass... like some tight-ass, celebrities or something? Gregory says, can you stop getting political? Also, guess which one was me. I think I can guess which one was you, buddy. It's this one right here. I was thinking, should I just say to you, but you're welcome. As a joke. Chickens run 3, but Ginger is recast again. Yeah. Ooh, when I hear something like that, I'll say, well, if there's no oppressor, there's no resistance. The oppressor goes away, the resistance has no reason to exist. That's your simple solution right there. Let's see. Sarah and Big Bash are going through a brawl in the chat. She's like, come at me, Big Bash. Man, you guys are a lot. Alright guys then, I think that is about it. I think we're about to close up now. Thank you very much for joining me with another live stream. We've gotten essentially just a little bit higher this time on the goal than we did last week. So, yeah, that's interesting, that is. So yeah, thank you very much guys, as always. I really do appreciate it. I really do love spending time with you every single week. As late as it is, right now it's 12:24. It is so late, yet I do not regret spending all this time with you. It was so much fun. I really appreciate the support. Your guys' generosity with these donations is immeasurable. It is just so... I really do appreciate it. I really do. And yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the Beetlejuice versus video now for you guys to watch, except for those of you who support me on Patreon who have already seen it days ago. Many days ago. And now, everyone else will be able to see it. And I got another donation going from Jake saying, surprise, it's been me the whole time. Again, Jake is someone who would donate more if he was going to tell me that. So I'm not falling for that, but I don't know who it is, so I don't know who to direct that joke to. Who gets that? Who did that joke? I don't know. But as always, guys, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate the support. And now Hugh Jackman's popped into the chat. Gregory goes, one of them was me. I need you to guess. I know which one was you, Gregory. It was the one that says... where is it? The Yahya Sinwar. I know that was you. You and me have differing opinions when it comes to this kind of thing, so I know that one was you. No one else would write that. Let's see. Okay, Gregory, which one were you then? Which one? Waiting for your response, Gregory. Which one were you? If it wasn't that one. I'm not going to read out what they say out loud because I'm just giving the name of the account. Anyway, that's basically it. It's approaching 12:30 a.m. in the morning. I got to go get some stuff done, then watch the video for the commission review that King of the Monsters 2021 has done. Then I've got to get some sleep and then do a bunch of work for Gregory's commission video, the Joker versus video, as well as the Godzilla video. So I am swamped right now. I've got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to go work on that. Thank you guys, as always. Really do appreciate everything. And I'll catch all of you very, very soon. And just as a quick thing, I will say, if you get this bar to the end by, let's say, by the end of tomorrow, by the end of Tuesday, then I will do a review on that. So just letting you guys know that in advance. Thanks very much for watching, and there's not much of the bar to complete now, so it's practically already there. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'll catch all of you very soon. Take care. We'll take a look at that bar again later next week, and we'll see how far it goes. So yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you soon. Take care. Sorry, I just wanted to read the Jejem's message. He says, "Hey Eric, I just want to say I've been a sub since 2017. May not be this account, I can't remember, but I just wanted to show my appreciation. To think I started watching you when I was first going to secondary school, now I'm at uni, wow. Wow, so you've been watching for a very long time then. Thank you very much, buddy. I really do appreciate you've been watching for this long. And you also did it with a Streamlabs chat, so I appreciate that. You got that bar moving forward. Thank you very much, Jejem. I really appreciate it. I don't come back on stream at the very end unless you know, I get nice messages like this. So this is a very rare thing that I come back on stream like that. So thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate I really appreciate it, and thank you very much. Hopefully I'll be able to see you on next week's stream and we can chat a lot more. You can ask more questions and I'll answer them. So thanks very much, buddy. I'll catch you very soon. And the rest of you, Sarah, Hugh Jackman, who's in the chat, Rohan Khan, Time Shadow, Jess, Big Bash, all of you, love all of you, and I'll catch you next week. Take care. And I did say, and it is true, in case you did, Time Shadow says, Eric, I can't let you leave, so he's done a $2 super chat. Last thing I'll say, if I didn't say it clearly, I will give the deadline for this review, for this video, till next live stream. So if you want this to get full, you have got the whole of next week, and then I'll refresh this or do another one. So, yeah. Sarah says it'll be epic. I hope so. Time Shadow says it'll be great. Sorry, the microphone's too far away. I just realized that microphone's very far away. Sorry if it didn't sound very good there. But I really appreciate it, everyone. James Dean says, Eric, can you shout me out? James Dean, I'm shouting you out, buddy. Thanks very much, guys. I will look forward to seeing you next week. Already, I can't wait to see you guys again. So, again, for the final time this time, take care. You too, Jejem. Shout out to Brickman. Shout out to Brickman. Thanks to Sarah for that, because she did that donation right there. And again, a thank you to Time Shadow for the extra donation. I miss you guys already too, but I've really got to go. Like I said, if you want to do any donations, don't be doing no more super chats. Do Streamlabs chats. That way your donations are going towards something. Because otherwise, you're giving donations out. I appreciate the support, but it's not going anywhere. So if you want to do those for this, okay? So that bar goes across. If it goes to the end, I'll give you that review, okay? So I don't want your money to go towards nothing when I end the stream. So that's what I'm saying. So if you want to donate to anything, donate to that through Streamlabs, okay? Thank you very much, guys, and I mean it this time. Goodbye.